is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome, everybody. It is that time again. We are back.
Yes.
High school football is live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's the Newcastle Racers and the Tuttle Tigers at Richardson Family Stadium in Tuttle, Oklahoma. Josh Calloway on hand, joined alongside my partner Billy Collier, Carson Wade on the production, Uriah Martinez running camera for us. Back for our 6th season. You and I on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Billy. It's kind of unbelievable. We were supposed to start this a week ago. Equipment malfunction in Bartlesville last Friday. It's going to stick with us forever, I think.
I think so. Almost felt like Gilligan's Island. We were stuck out there and nothing we could do about it.
Absolutely painful last week. Can't apologize enough. We were in Bartlesville ready to kick off the season last week. We were fired up. We were literally all set and ready to go in Bartlesville last Friday night. And we had an equipment malfunction that couldn't be fixed. Of course, didn't help that we were 2 hours away from everyone else in Oklahoma Sports Network. It was a tough scene for us last week, but we're thrilled to be back. We've shrugged it off. Nothing we do about it now, but press forward and have a great rest of the season. And we are thrilled to be here. It's going to be a great way to get our season kicked off tonight with the Tri-City rivalry, Newcastle and Tuttle. You and I have done this matchup a bunch of times. It's always a blast. It's a big-time rivalry. Tuttle's obviously a great program. We're out here. It's kind of feels like late season weather. It's kind of a little bit bite in the air.
Yes.
Feels good, though, and very excited to kick off a new season with you, Billy. Obviously a great year last year for Newcastle in 5A, reaching all the way to the state semifinals. And here we go. They kicked off the season last week with a great win, but excited to be back and starting another season.
Well, and I think that after talking to a lot of the players, talking to the coaches, they loved last year. They had a blast last year, but they also see wanting to do better this year than last year, wanting to move on and go even more this year. And the seniors this year, I was told this earlier by Eric Ledoux, the seniors this year throughout middle school never lost a game, not to Tuttle, not to Blanchard, not to anybody, and did not lose a game until they got to junior varsity or freshman ball. So I'm excited to see how those guys kind of come out of it.
100%. So to start, let's go back to last week a little bit. Billy, for everyone that wasn't in the ball in the stadium last Friday night, obviously, even though we didn't broadcast the game, Billy, you were there and you were still watching the game and dialed in. Racers obviously score over 50 points. New quarterback Blake Cresswell comes in from Dibble, has a nice game, 13 of 15, I believe it was, right, in his Newcastle debut. The Racers go on the road and knock off Bartlesville from the 6A2 ranks. What were the takeaways for you? I mean, first time getting to see the team last week. For those who weren't there, and obviously we weren't able to broadcast the game, what was kind of your mindset coming out of that game last week? What did you learn about the Racers last Friday?
Well, and as we were kind of putting everything away and I went down to sit down, I got to tell you, it's a tale of two halves.
It was, yeah. It was a bit of a slow start. Yeah.
Very, very kind of messy, kind of muddy there at the beginning. But they came out, I don't know what they talked about at halftime. I don't know what Brickman said to them. But they came out in the third quarter with their hair on fire, put their foot on the pedal. And Bartlesville did not have an answer for them on special teams, offense, defense. They just shut everything down. In fact, one of the great plays of the night was they tried an onside kick, which Caden Longman grabbed at about the 45-yard line and ran it all the way back for a touchdown. So it was a great game, and it seemed like the adjustments that they made were really good. I think you're going to hear some new players this year as well that are going to be stepping in. Last week, Ben Rogers had a really good game. Like you said, Cresswell come in, good passer, good arm, good accuracy. He did very well. In the second half, you just saw their playmakers making plays and doing what they're supposed to do. You saw some emotion. I think we're going to see a little bit more emotion this year than we have in the past. Usually they try and keep it, just do your job.
Yeah.
I think this year you're going to see out of some of them, there's a little bit of fire to them.
For sure.
So you're going to see that after plays and things like that. So especially tonight, it being a rivalry game, there's going to be a little juice
100%.
coming up. So
100%. TJ Bradford obviously back for his senior season, a guy who has been so good for this team the last handful of years. A nice season opener for him, 67 yards on 11 carries last week, had that 19-yarder. So a good start, a new era, obviously some new faces, obviously a new quarterback, but a good start for the Racers again after a slow-ish start last week to then explode 50 points. And again, a nice win on the road over against a Bartlesville team that expects to be better this year than they were a year ago. So that's a great way to start the season last Friday. And here they come tonight against an old foe here in Tuttle, a team that we've seen many, many times, a lot of playoff matchups. And here we are, this big rivalry game here tonight. Obviously, Billy, we talked about it last year. It's the same schedule this year as last year. It's just home road is flipped. It's the exact same schedule, exact same order even of the 10 games. Last year, obviously, everyone remembers who was with us. They beat Bartlesville in the opener, and then they went on this 3-game skid against Tuttle, Blanchard, Elgin. It's the same way this year. It's as tough of a non-district schedule as you could really possibly have. And then, obviously, the Racers went undefeated in district play, made all the way to the semifinals. So here they go again. We're going to see if it's a little bit different this time around. Obviously, starting with Tuttle tonight, then Blanchard, Elgin at Racer Stadium the next 2 Fridays. But this is the start of an absolute gauntlet of a stretch. Tuttle, Blanchard, Elgin the next 3 Fridays. If the Racers can find a way to play well and even win 1 or 2 of these, we'll know that they have something, because this is a really difficult non-district schedule. And again, they had it last year, and they were better for it, and they're getting ready to start off again here with Tuttle here tonight. Well,
and I'm looking forward to seeing how they, coming off at how they did in their division, undefeated, how that's going to affect them when they play Tuttle, when they play Elgin, when they play Blanchard. Newcastle, talking to the players, they believe they can beat them this year.
Yeah.
They think they can beat Tuttle out here. They feel they can beat Blanchard next week. They feel like they can run with anybody after that. So I'm looking to see how they ended last year and played all through the season is going to step forward and step up this season. So
no doubt. Excited to get this going. It feels great. It was such a tease last week that we were there. We were ready to go. We had to wait another week, but we're here. We're on the air. We're confirmed on the air, and we're excited. It's going to be a fun night here of football, and we mentioned it. I mean, for people who aren't in the state of Oklahoma today that are tuned in, it is fall.
Chilly.
It is not – usually these first few games in September, we're out here sweating. We're roasting. We're all in jackets. It's in the 60s. It's windy. It's gray. It feels like late October or maybe even November more than early September, but it kind of has a late season playoff type of feel. It's kind of nice.
Well, and you could see it on all of us. We're up, if you can imagine, if you've been to Tuttle Stadium, we're kind of up on a what would you call this?
A platform.
A platform.
Yeah.
And so you could see us when we were setting up. We walked out to where you're out, away from the building and the bleachers, and all of us at the same time just went, ooh.
Everyone put on a layer.
That's when it came on.
Yeah,
so.
No doubt. So it's exciting. We're fired up to be here and kicking off another year of Racer football in OSN, and we're doing it in style with the Tri-City rivalry, the Racers and the Tigers. So we'll take a quick break. This is the countdown to kickoff presented by, make sure I got my sponsor sheet, Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers, new sponsor this year. Fresh smashed onion burgers, hand-cut fries, slow-smoked brisket, pulled pork, and ribs. That all sounds incredible, along with homemade sides made fresh every single day. For a great burger or great barbecue, be sure to come by and see them at 1107 Northwest 32nd Street in Newcastle, or give them a call at 405-387-9416. Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers, our countdown to kickoff sponsor for Racers football on the Oklahoma Sports Network in 2025. All right, we'll step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we'll dive into this matchup a little bit. What to know about the Tuttle Tigers? What do the Racers need to do to get a win here tonight on the road? We'll break it all down for you. This is the Newcastle Racers pregame show on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere. Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Welcome back to Richardson Family Stadium in Tuttle, Oklahoma. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network, setting the stage for this Tri-City rivalry matchup between the Newcastle Racers and the Tuttle Tigers on this week. Technically, it's week 1, Billy. Second week of the season, week 1. Last week was technically week 0, whatever. It's all semantics.
That drives me
Everyone
nuts.
plays in week 0. It just makes it week 1. It's the same thing we say every year. But technically, week 1, this first Friday night of September here this evening should be a great football game. We're excited to get it going in about 17 minutes or so from now. Let's dive into this matchup a little bit, Billy. Let's first start on the Tuttle side. Tigers are 1-0, coached by Brad Ballard, a team that was, obviously, we see every year, the Racers and the Tigers. Again, we mentioned a lot of playoff matchups. They can't match up in the playoffs anymore. Tuttle still in 4A. Racers obviously moved up to 5A before last season. But last year, the Tigers were really good. 13-1 season. They were undefeated going into the state championship game. They lost to Elgin, who's another team that we saw last year, and we'll see again in a couple of weeks. They were really the only team all year that even gave Elgin a game. It was a highly contested state championship game, but Elgin did knock off Tuttle. So they're defending runners-up, 13-1 record last year. Their opener last week, Billy, they smoked Guthrie. I was surprised to see. I mean, I kind of thought on paper, like, that's going to be a good game. 38-13, the Tigers rolled over Guthrie last week, and obviously we know what the Blue Jays are. It's a team that went to the state championship in 5A last year. The Racers lost to in the semis, and obviously coming out this year and in the opener, Tuttle kind of all over them in the opener last week. For you with the Tigers, where do your eyes go? What kind of stands out when you kind of look at them a little bit as far as some players and just kind of generally the strength of their team coming into tonight?
Well, coming into the year, you knew that you're going to have Cruz Campbell. He's a senior quarterback, 6 foot, 200 pounds. I saw you have this too. Last year, threw 40 touchdowns. Yeah. Only 3 interceptions.
That's quite a touchdown-interception ratio.
Huge. And
Not bad.
So you know what you're going to get with him. He's a smart quarterback. He can also run some. You know it's going to be good. Then you have Sean Rounsaville, who's also a senior this year. Sean Rounsaville Jr. Also 6 foot, 200. Excellent runner, very smart, easily gets up the field, does not fall backwards too often.
Yeah.
So you knew them coming in, and then the Lane brothers. We are so familiar.
We're familiar
with
there,
Jordan and Jalen. They started off this year. They're juniors, but they started off this year with some good catches, especially Jordan last week. So Jordan, I think he had 65 yards. However, there's a surprise. Last week they had a kid that transferred from Enid, Tyson Kennedy. He came in last week, had 151 yards receiving, and was kind of their star receiver of the night. And so you're going to see a lot of that today. I think you're going to see Kennedy stretching them out. Of course, he's not going to surprise anybody this week after how he did last week.
No doubt.
So I really believe you're going to see the meat and potatoes in Campbell and Roundsville. You're going to have some incredible receivers, 3 right off the bat, Jordan and Jalen Lane as well as Kennedy. It's going to be you're going to see some good players. You're going to see some good football tonight.
Yeah, a lot of offensive weapons on this Tuttle team and a quarterback that can get him the ball in Cruz Campbell. I mean, when you kind of look at it, for my money, we talked about this a little bit on the season preview show, myself and the great Eric Sherem. Cruz Campbell, probably the best quarterback in 4A. I mean, he is a guy who will be going to Division I, has some, Group of 5 offers. I want to say UAB, Georgia State. Like, he has some G5 offers. The guy will play quarterback at the next level. He could throw it around, and when you got guys like the Lane brothers, like Kennedy, even Roundsville, like you have guys that he can distribute the ball to, that makes for a pretty darn good offense. And then defensively for Tuttle, really young and new. I mean, those kind of go hand in hand. They had to replace a lot in their defense from a year ago. Obviously a good start. He'll go through just 13 last week, but very interested to see what that defense looks like here tonight. For the Tigers, their second go at it against a Racers offense that's always high-powered with Coach Brickman, and obviously scored over 50 points just last week, obviously in the win over Bartlesville. We're going to step aside real quick. They're about to do the national anthem here. When we come back, we'll get into our keys to the game, and we'll continue to set the scene from Tuttle. This is the Newcastle Racers pregame show, the countdown to kickoff, presented by Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers. Stick with us. We'll keep on setting the scene here from Tuttle on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Back at Richardson Family Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier continuing to set the scene on this one. The Newcastle Racers and the Tuttle Tigers. This Tri-City rivalry matchup, 5A meets 4A tonight here in Tuttle, Oklahoma. Should be a fun one in this early part of the 2025 season. Let's get into our keys to the game, presented by Focus Federal Credit Union. Drive your dreams with their competitive rates and flexible terms. For more than 70 years, Focus Federal Credit Union has continued to deliver innovative products and services to our membership about all things financial by anticipating needs and delivering exceptional member service. See them at their Tri-City branch, 1097 Northwest 32nd Street in Newcastle. Member FDIC. Billy Collier, keys to the game tonight. What do the Racers got to do to win this thing?
Well, they're going to have to keep Roundsville bottled up. They can't let him get around the outside. The defensive ends for Newcastle are going to have to do the same thing they've done the past couple of years, been well taught. Come up a little bit from the line, but don't let them go outside. I think with the receiving core that Tuttle has, you're going to need your safeties and corners to really stay on task, not fall for the fakes. And then I say this constantly, you're going to have to get some pressure on Campbell. You're going to have to get him wondering, get him kind of stepping and quick-footed. So those are some keys of the game. And what's that? It sounds like the keys to every game. But when you're facing somebody like Campbell and you have a running back like Roundsville, those things have to be key.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be there. And if your backfield, your defensive backs, can let the front take care of Roundsville and Campbell, then I think there's a good chance to have a victory.
Yeah, completely agree. I would add also, just limiting big plays. We just talked about it, what Tuttle has offensively. A lot of speed on the outside and a good quarterback who can throw it around. Can't be giving up any big 70, 80-yarders today. You want to try and limit that, obviously, to the best of your ability. Then on the flip side, for Newcastle offensively, got to take care of the football, I think. I mean, Blake Cresswell, his first Newcastle Tuttle game, it's on the road. Obviously, this is a hostile place for the Racers to come play. Yes. Got to avoid any, putting the ball in harm's way. You don't want to be conservative. You don't want to go too far the other way where it's like you're afraid to take chances. But if you're the Racers, take care of the football. You can't be putting it on the carpet tonight if you're going to find a way to get this thing done on the road. Avoiding some turnovers, take care of the ball, going to be pivotal for the Racers.
And I can't help but think on offense, if you can go faster, if you can go up-tempo, kind of not let the Tuttle defense get set, I think that would be good. But I think you're right. Ball security is going to be huge. You're going to have to establish a run game. If you cannot establish a run game, that pretty much eliminates Longman and Schumard and some of those Boykins, some of those receivers that you have. And also, I'm an old guy, but you're going to have to keep your emotions in check. Last week there were a few plays where the emotions got out of hand. There are about 3, maybe 4 flags after the play of a
This is a big rivalry game.
Yes. These guys know each other. There's not a mystery here except maybe the few that came in. But they know each other, and I think if they can just keep their head on the game and focus completely on playing their game, I think it's going to be a great game, but I think they'll have a chance.
Completely agree. So those are our keys to the game, presented by Focus Federal Credit Union. Appreciate them. They're back with us, a very loyal sponsor for us here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Starting lineups here for tonight's ball game. We'll start with the offense for the Racers. Quarterback, we mentioned him, Blake Cresswell, number 6, under center, transfers in from Dibble. He's the new man leading the charge. TJ Bradford, the starting running back for his senior campaign. Usual suspects, Caden Longman and Alex Schumard, starting wideouts, along with Jaden Fletcher. The offensive line, Jace Ledoux, Garrett Pratt, Cody Nix, Baylor Blakey, and then Aaron Jeffries. Defensively flipping over, a lot of the same suspects here on the defensive side. Defensive line, Aaron Jeffries, Braden Cantrell, Cody Nix, Jaden Fletcher. Linebackers, Preston Scagnetti, who was great last year, him and Tucker Brown both. Cornerbacks, Alex Schumard and Caden Longman. And then the triumvirate of safeties, Ashton Schumard, Colton Bradley, and TJ Bradford, who also takes a lot of pride in his defense as well on that side. Starting lineups for the Racers here tonight in game number 2 of the 2025 season, going against these Tuttle Tigers. You have something you want to add there?
Well, I think you brought it up great about Scagnetti. Him and Brown, they play both the interior linebackers. They led the team last week. Tucker Brown had 11 tackles, and Scagnetti had 10. So there was 20.
That was a question, too. I mean, we talk about Jackson Shanuel last year, how good he was as a quarterback, but he was maybe even better as a linebacker last year. So replacing him on that side might be tougher than replacing your starting quarterback, which is hard to do. It doesn't, not something that comes up often.
Yeah, that's right, because you also had him back there telling people where to
I
get.
know, he was the quarterback of the defense.
Right, and last week you saw different people between Schumard and Bradford, and I'm excited to see Bradford back on defense. He's grown what seems to be about 1.5 feet in the last year, but to see him back there, you'll see at the back they do a cover 1, and you'll see him kind of directing people and where to go between Bradford and Schumard.
Some other games in 5A1 tonight that we'll be keeping an eye on as we get ready for the coin toss, which will be coming here momentarily. The Newcastle captains are out there; they're ready to go. I think they're a little antsy to play this game.
Little juiced.
Tuttle hasn't run out yet, and the Newcastle captains are out there waiting for the coin toss. Some other 5A1 games though to keep an eye on tonight. Some district games. Obviously, none of these are district games. They're not going to affect the standings, but just trying to learn about some of the other teams in district. Big rivalry game, Bishop McGinnis and Bishop Kelly tonight. That's an East-West match. That's an old school
battle of the Bishops.
Private school, rivalry there. Duncan and Cash, which is a game that's on OSN. We'll see Duncan in just a few weeks. Southeast and Northwest Classen. Classen SAS is in Tecumseh. An all-Lawton affair with Lawton Mac and Lawton Ike. And then Midwest City is taking on Carl Albert tonight. That old Mid-Del matchup there. It's also a double OSN matchup, the Bombers and the Titans matching up tonight. So some of the 5A1 games that we'll be peeking in on throughout the evening. Elsewhere on OSN, there's, I believe, 10 games on OSN tonight, if I remember. Maybe, actually, I think it's 9. It was 10, including Walters last night. They played a Thursday night game. There's 9 games on OSN tonight, though. Wow. It's a full slate. Altus, Elk City, I just mentioned Cash and Duncan. Eisenhower, MacArthur, that's a double OSN game. Lawton High and Enid. Midwest City, Carl Albert, also a double OSN game. One of the best games in 5A all year long. Del City and Booker T. Washington tonight. Be checking in on that one throughout the evening as well. That game's on OSN again, so you want to get a second screen up. Wouldn't blame you for that one. That's going to be an epic showdown. And then Jones is taking on Kiefer, and then Elgin's actually out of state tonight. Billy, they're taking on Dallas Hillcrest, and we have it. We have it on OSN.
Wow.
The Elgin guys, Vincent Saylor and company, are down in Dallas tonight doing the Elgin-Dallas Hillcrest game.
Oh, that'd be
we're crossing state lines.
That's
on
right.
OSN. Pretty cool.
We are popular in the big states.
Yeah. So shout out to their crew. Hopefully they have safe travels there and back. But Elgin down, taking on Dallas. That'll be a fun game, obviously, as Elgin getting down there and testing themselves out of state tonight with Dallas Hillcrest. Captains are out there for the coin toss. The coin toss is presented by Bail Bonds by Tamara. Give them a call at 405-200-5110. The captains for the Racers, looks like trying to scope those out here, Billy. We have TJ Bradford, it would appear. Ashton Schumard. I think that's Garrett Pratt. And then 64, is that 64? Jace Ledoux around the captains. First game. I don't have the captains down to heart just yet.
Yeah, well, and out there on the flip, 64 Jace Ledoux is a captain, and 5 TJ is a captain.
Captains for Tuttle. Jet McCoy, number 7. 27 is Sean Roundsville, who we talked about in pregame. 16 is Tucker Howell, and then 55 is Josh Berger. Those are all seniors for the Tuttle Tigers. So the toss looks like won by Newcastle, and they're going to take the football to start this game. So going to test that young and relatively inexperienced defense out of the gates, Billy, with Blake Cresswell and this Newcastle offense. I don't hate it. On the road, try to get yourself a lead.
Not at all.
I don't mind it at all.
Make them play catch-up.
Yeah, no doubt. So thanks to our coin flip sponsor again, Bail Bonds by Tamara. You can call them at 405-200-5110. All right, we'll step aside for one final time. When we come back, we're going to have football. The opening kick on the other side. Newcastle Racers, Tuttle Tigers coming up. Stick with us. This has been the Newcastle Racers pregame show and the countdown to kickoff presented by Creek Bottom Barbecue and Burgers. When we come back, the game begins. Racers, Tigers, on the other side here on OSN.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
All right, back at Richardson Family Stadium, you see the Tuttle Tigers taking the field on their home soil. We're just moments away from getting this thing started. Billy, the last time we were here 2 years ago in the playoffs, this brand new fancy press box was not ready yet. It was being built. So we were on the opposite side in the bleachers, and it was a little bit of a different setup than we have tonight. It's a little easier tonight, to say the least.
It is. It was quite interesting. In fact, if you could have seen us 2 years ago, you would have seen Uriah doing his best, shall we say, balancing act, because he had to go from the top back of the bleachers onto a roof and down.
Yeah, I'll say we were connected to an outlet that was like in a separate building.
Yeah.
It's a little more conducive to broadcasting here today, this time around. So we are just moments away from getting going. Like we said, Racers won the toss and said they want the football, so they'll start on offense. Centurio Boykins back to return the kick for Newcastle. The opening kickoff presented by First United Bank. First United Bank, with over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas, is a family bank in every sense of the word. Family owned and operated, built on family values and treating you like family. Spend life wisely. Member FDIC. Josh Calloway here with you. Billy Collier, my partner. Carson Wade on the production. Ryan Martinez on the camera. We're spoiled also. It's our fourth year with this crew, Billy. At least the fourth year with our exact same crew. Carson, you and I are the best, and we are ready to go. Well, this feels good. It's a great crowd. These games are always just jammed on crowds. It's always amazing to see how many people come out for these. Off to Newcastle, just a stone's throw from here. And we are pumped up and ready to get this thing started and kick off the 2025 season for us on OSN.
Well, there go the officials getting in their places, so you know kickoff is coming real fast.
Go ahead and thank our first quarter sponsor, which is HMS Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Hey, don't stress. Call HMS. 40-plus years experience company. Focus on HVAC and plumbing needs in Newcastle and the surrounding areas. Roger, Karen, and Chris will love to take care of your air and plumbing needs. Look HMS up at hmscomfort.com or give them a call at 405-392-5413. New sponsor this year. Shout out to good people. HMS Heating and Air and Plumbing. You see them up in the corner there as they'll be hanging out with us in the first quarter all season long here on OSN.
That's right.
It's a great crowd. We touched on the weather a little bit earlier. 67 at kick. That's crazy for this early. Usually, Billy, we are sweating bullets this early in the season, but it is breezy. It is overcast, and it's a little chilly. It has a late season feel to it. It really does.
Second game, and I'm wearing my coat.
I know. I'm glad. I was questioning earlier today. Do I need to wear pants on it? I'm very glad I did. Centurio Boykins back from the kick along with Caden Longman, the two Racer returners. The left-footed Tigers kicker, Diego Oliveras, does the honor. He'll kind of just pooch it down the left side, coming up and fielding it at the 30 is Longman. He'll cut across and get tackled down at the 34, and away we go. Racers start on offense.
That was quite interesting back there. You had, like you said, Longman and Boykin in the very back. Then you had Rogers and you had Bradford as the next ones up. So you really could have gone to any of the four of them.
So here comes new quarterback Blake Cresswell. The senior transfers in from Dibble. So I'd say a step up in several classifications for him. A good Racers debut last week. 13 of 15 passing and led the Racers to over 50 points on the scoreboard and a win on the road over the Bartlesville Bruins. He is a senior, and he'll come out and start this first possession of the day, of course, flanked by none other than T.J. Bradford, the receivers Boykins, Schumart, and Longman on this first snap of the day. Fake the hand up to Bradford, throw in the backfield to Longman. He'll cut up and get tripped up. Good open field tackle there by the Tigers. That was Tyson Kennedy, a name that we touched on pregame, makes an early impact. Looked like he just got around Boykins. If Boykins could have maybe got a better block on him, that might have had a little something, but good job by Kennedy there.
It was a good tackle. I think it got a little slow. It's kind of slow getting out there to him, gave Kennedy a chance to catch up.
So a loss of a yard makes it 2nd and 11 at the Racer 33-yard line. Longman, the man in motion. Cresswell will hand it off to Bradford. He'll run to the right side, gets across the 35 down to about the 36. So give him a gain of 3, sets up a 3rd and long.
Well, and I think you're going to have to do like we talked about earlier, just run the game, get the game going, get some rhythm going.
Yeah.
And so now you're stuck in 3rd and long. Looks like they'll probably go for a pass is what I'm guessing.
And this is where if you're Cresswell, you got to be careful, right? You want to try and pick this up, obviously, but you can't try to force something that's not there at the same time. Almost got a jump there. Racers have always kind of been good at that, no matter who the quarterback is.
In fact,
they coach it into them.
Last week was the first time there was not an encroachment on the other side.
None really. Okay,
None.
almost got one there. 3rd and 7. Cresswell rolls out to his right. That seemed like a busted play. I'm not sure what happened there. Tuttle blows that one up. That looked just odd, Billy, from the start. It almost looked like Cresswell went to hand it off and nobody was there. I'm not sure what happened, but clearly a miscommunication somewhere, and it results in a loss.
Well, and there was some confusion. You could see the linemen after the play all kind of talking to each other. Something happened in that play, and I'm sure they'll get it fixed over there on the sideline.
So a 3-and-out to start for the Racers. The loss backs them up to a 4th and 11, and they'll punt it away. It's like Brian Madrano will do the honor of the punt here. A bit of a high snap. Oh, what a boot. Considering Kennedy will fair catch it at the 29. That was a heck of a punt by Madrano.
Great punt.
Because Madrano a year ago had that game-winning kick, if you recall, late in the season. Which game was that? Was that the playoff game against Pryor, or was that earlier in the season? That
I
might
think
have
it
been
was earlier.
It was earlier.
But last week he had a 47-yard field goal.
He's got a boot.
Yes.
And you just saw it there with that booming punt.
I was joking. Last year he could kick it 47 yards, but it would have landed in the stands somewhere. This year he put it right down the middle.
So they gave Tuttle the 30-yard line. That's where they'll set up, led by quarterback Cruz Campbell. The senior signal caller, one of the best in Oklahoma, certainly one of the best in 4A. And he sets up 4 wide on the first play. They're going to let him throw it. He'll step up in the pocket, fires down the middle of the field looking for Kennedy. Bradford deflected it, and then Kennedy comes up with the circus catch. Boy, that close to being an interception for Bradford, and it winds up being a big chunk play for the Tigers offense.
Well, that was a smart throw by Campbell. You had Bradford looking away from the quarterback, and he's hoping to sneak it right over his shoulder. And Bradford had good defense on it, just happened to be good hands.
Good look at that on the Eric Ledoux State Farm Instant Replay, back with us for another year as our Instant Replay sponsor. Tuttle quickly up, Campbell down the middle of the field, pass a little too strong that time, trying to get it into Jordan Lane.
That was good coverage. Good coverage there on the backside by
the
Alex
play
Schumar.
before was covered well, too. It
yes.
was just kind of one of those things. There is a flag down. We'll see which way this goes. It was kind of in the secondary. I didn't see a lot of contact there, but I think this is going on the Racers.
Yeah, it looked like it was holding against the defense, which you don't see too often.
We mentioned in pregame, we know firsthand what Jordan and Jalen Lane are capable of offensively. You saw Jordan there, obviously former Racers. Moved over to the Tigers before last season. So the penalty results in automatic first down. And that's going to be another one on Newcastle. So a couple guys jumping early.
I think you're going to see that a lot from both sides.
So Tuttle inching their way down the field with the assistance of some yellow hankies here. It'll be 1st and 5. The holding was an automatic first down. That one not. So that's why it's 1st and 5 now. Campbell play action. He'll fire far side. Got a man a little bit behind him. Boy, a heck of an effort by Lane, but not able to drag the foot out of bounds and incomplete.
That was a good catch, and he was stretching for every inch his toes could get. Just was a little bit too far out.
You wonder if the wind affected that ball a little bit. It kind of got up in it. The wind blowing really harshly from our vantage point here, kind of left to right diagonally across the field. So kind of pushed that ball maybe a little bit.
Watch for Roundsville.
Here he comes, his first carry. He'll cut back, not a lot there. Slips down maybe a yard. And there's another flag coming in. So if this is on Newcastle, that's 3 already. I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I think so too. Had the defense holding the guy down on the ground after the play.
We'll see what the call is here. They're just talking it over.
They're going to have to calm it down a little bit. They're going to have to get their thoughts straight.
And it is going to be a personal foul on the Racers. So mark it 3 penalties on Newcastle already on this possession. And, boy, that's obviously a big one because it would have been 3rd down and 4. A chance to maybe hold the Tigers to a long field goal try or at least force them to go for 4th down. But instead it's a 1st down.
Well, and that's 30 yards in penalties on a 70-yard series.
Yeah, not great. So 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Campbell down to the bottom. This is Lane again. This is Jalen Lane making guys miss. Takes a big hit, but he falls forward inside the 5. As Jalen Lane sets the Tigers up. I don't think they're quite giving him the 1st down. Looks like they're going to keep him just short, so call it 2nd down and 1.
Well, that was a good strong run there by Jalen. He didn't go down after the first 2 hits.
Just over 3 minutes in. 2nd down and 1 inside the 5 for the Tigers. Campbell fake the play action, fires in the flat man, wide open, is caught, hit, and over the goal line for the touchdown is Wick Komisher, the junior fullback, who leaked out. Campbell put it right on him, and he falls over the goal line for the touchdown. The Tigers are on the board first.
And that was an excellent call play by the coaches over here. That series was only half yardage they gained. The other half was yardage they were given. We can't have that. Excellent call right there on the goal line. Had them pretty well spread out, had a guy far out on the hash, and just ran the fullback out of the back, had plenty of room for him to get it.
Yeah, far too many self-inflicted wounds on that possession for the Racers. Extra point is punched through, and with 8:49 to go in the first, the Tigers have snagged an early 7-0 lead. Racers will have the football back, try to respond after this break. You're watching Newcastle Racers football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Back in Tuttle at Richardson Family Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, the Newcastle Racers, and the Tuttle Tigers on the Oklahoma Sports Network. A 4-yard touchdown toss. Cruz Campbell to the junior fullback, Wick Komisher, gets Tuttle onto the board first after a Racers 3-and-out. And Newcastle will now get the ball back and try to respond here as that drive, Billy, the penalties were just killer for Newcastle defensively. Helped Tuttle get down the field. Way too many weapons on this Tuttle offense to be giving that many free yards away. As the short kick again is fielded by Longman, and he'll get it ahead across the 35-yard line. And so that'll be a key for the Racers defense the rest of the way, certainly, Billy, to try and limit that. You can't be having that many penalties, especially on one possession.
No, you cannot at all. If we see one more series like that, that's going to put the game out of touch.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that you'll be able to come back from it. We're going to have to see now. They got that first series out of the way. Now we need to see what they're going to do.
8:44 to go here in the first quarter. Racers will take over for their second possession. Went 3-and-out the first time. Obviously, we detailed it pregame. Took Newcastle a little time to kind of find their footing offensively against Bartlesville last week. So we'll see if they can try to rev it up a little bit quicker tonight. Obviously, the 3-and-out the first time. Longman, the man in motion for Cresswell in the shotgun. That's Ben Rogers, the running back, next to him. He'll fake it to him. Throw on the far side of Longman. Gets ahead for a gain of a few. Ball might have came out toward the end there. And they're going to say he fumbled it and that Tuttle recovered. So a turnover by the Racers as Longman loses it. And the Tigers will take over at about the 40-yard line. So another big mistake by Newcastle. And Tuttle's going to have great field position going back the other way.
And that was Jordan Lane on the tackle there. And I'm not sure. We got a flag out here at about the other 40.
Yeah, way down the field. You're right.
So we'll see what that is.
That could save the Racers here. We'll see.
But that was just, we talked about it. You got to protect the ball.
Yeah. No, I mean, two things we talked about, keeping level head, not committing penalties. We saw one with that personal foul, and then take care of the ball. Potentially a fumble here. I mean, it was a fumble. I guess the matter is a penalty going to save them? And it looks like it is. Racers offense is coming back out.
Oh, wow.
That's a penalty on Tuttle. That's a huge break for Newcastle. I didn't see the signal. Did you see the signal was for the penalty?
Face mask.
Face mask, okay.
Yeah, that's huge. You can hear the student crowd here in Tuttle not happy about that one.
So Newcastle catches a rather large break as they wipe out the fumble. And Newcastle will retain possession with a first down, no less, at the Tuttle 36-yard line, or their own 36-yard line.
Well, and I hope in that little break they had a good talk with Coach. He can get them just calm down a little bit and get them going straight. This will put them into Tuttle side of the field.
Yeah, you're right. They hadn't marked off the penalty yardage yet, so now they'll take a march.
Wow.
All the way to the Tuttle 44. Boy, Bill, we do this. This is our 6th year, you and I. I feel like we are befuddled by the placement on penalties every year. That was like a 30-yard penalty.
Yeah, Yeah, something. They marched that 20 yards. It went from R36.
They had to have called it a spot from where it happened, but I don't know if that's the correct application. But well, if you feel the Racers, you'll take it. So you're down to the Tuttle 44 now.
I'm not telling them.
There's still some I think the Tuttle sideline is bringing up a similar point to us of, is that right? You know, Coach Ballard with his hands out saying, what happened here? So Racers will take over, though, at the 44-yard line. The fumble wiped out, so a break for Newcastle. Cresswell will throw. Pressure coming. He'll step up in the pocket, bounce out to his right, fires over the middle, dangerous pass, and it's deflected by Jet McCoy, one of those team captains for Tuttle. Boy, out of the hand, that looks scary, but it will fall harmlessly incomplete.
That was a little too much of a floater.
Yeah.
Pass coming out there.
Well, what's the classic? Throwing it back across your body is always a dangerous proposition. So incomplete pass makes it 2nd and 10. 8.5 to go here in the first quarter. Rogers, the running back, still in there with Cresswell. 3 receivers at the bottom, none at the top. Longman will go in motion, though. And he'll stop and back it out. Cresswell will hand it to Rogers. He's tripped up in the backfield. Blowing that one up for the Tigers.
Number 30.
I think that's 30, which is Slade Snyder. Great name.
Great name.
Junior all over that one. That's a loss of, it looks like, about 3 or 4. And it puts Newcastle behind the chains.
Yeah, they're just not getting they need to get a rhythm going. And we're still very early into the game, but they need to get a rhythm going.
Call it 3rd and 13. If you can get this at least halfway back, you probably go for it. Cresswell will bounce outside. Some pressure coming. He's able to evade it. Fire across. Boykins makes the catch. And a shoestring tackle down right about the 35. He's definitely short, but you're going to go for this, I have to think. It's a 4th down and a long 1, short 2.
Yeah.
And call it more close to 2 with the spot.
Yeah, they backed it up a little bit there. I mean, not that it's wrong. They just, where he was after the tackle was up on the 35, so
he's at the 36-yard line. They got to get just past the 34, so call it 4th and kind of a long 2 here. Big spot early in this game, and a chance for Newcastle to try and flip things, and I think this is probably a good timeout by Coach Brickman. I know it's early. There's 7:15 to go in the first quarter, but this feels like a huge play early in this game.
Yes.
For Newcastle to try and pick up. So timeout on the field. We'll go ahead and take it with them. 7:15 to play in the opening quarter. A big 4th down on the way for the Racers on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Back in Tuttle, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We appreciate you being tuned in. However you're watching us tonight here on OSN. A 4th and 2 on the way for Newcastle on the Tuttle 36-yard line. Big spot early in this game. Racers down a score early, but a big 4th down and chance to try and get themselves in position to retaliate. But they got to find a way to get this first down here. Ben Rogers, the running back, next to Cresswell, who'll flip over to his right side. Longman in motion, bounce outside, hand off to Rogers. Little hesitation move, trying to find somewhere to go. He'll bounce outside, and he lost his footing, and he trips down for maybe a loss of a yard or so, and the Racers will give it back. Boy, Rogers did a great job bouncing that outside. If he could have kept his footing, there was room there. He might have had the speed to get there, but once he lost his footing, it was over.
Well, I've noticed several of them are having trouble with their footing. You saw Rogers right there, Roundsville on his run earlier. He slipped and fell, so I don't know if there's something going on down there.
So the Racers will turn over on downs. They did a good job to at least flip the field a little bit. But now it's going to be up to their defense to buckle down and get a stop. As Cruz Campbell and this high-powered Tuttle offense back on the field on their own 37. Tyson Kennedy bouncing outside, 4 wide for Campbell. They'll drop back in the shotgun. Fires far side, caught right at the first down marker. And nearing midfield.
Whoa!
Another late flag comes flying in. The catch was Donnie Schluter, sophomore wideout for Tuttle. And we'll see what the penalty is.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything. It looked like they went in and came back out, and that flag went up pretty fast. Oh,
sideline warning against Newcastle.
Okay.
So no infraction yet, but a warning against the Racers. Moves Tuttle up to midfield. 1st and 10 there. This is Tuttle, though. I mean, you have the lanes, you have Roundsville, the fullback caught the touchdown, and then it's like, who's this guy? You know, that's Tuttle. They just bring you lots and lots of playmakers.
They just have so many tools.
Roundsville, nowhere to go, and he's blown up in the backfield. Another penalty flag comes in, but a big lick laid by Ashton Schumard for a loss of 3. We'll see what the flag is.
It was right there in Holdville, so we'll see.
And it is indeed a hold.
Now, would you take this?
First
or
use of Holdville. Good job.
I know. Hey.
That's a good question. What would you do? You're the analyst. What would you do?
I would probably.
They're taking it, by the way.
Yeah, I would say probably take it too if you can get them farther yards back.
Yeah,
you know.
It is tempting though. 2nd and 13, 1st and 20.
Yeah,
you
just
it's
picked
tempting.
up 7 yards that you wouldn't have had if it was 2nd and 13.
So the penalty backs it up. 1st and 20. The worst part about that is that Schumar loses that TFL. I don't think you get it if the play didn't count. 1st and 20. Hand off to Roundsville up the middle, and he's going to get past where that previous play was. So ended up being, technically not the right call, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. As he gets back past the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 13 for Roundsville. It sets him up 2nd and 7.
And if you got to give that one to number 69, Wyatt Hale, number 72, J.P. Anderson, they just opened that up for him. Or excuse me, 71? No, 72.
2nd and 7, back to Roundsville up the middle, got room. He'll slip down just shy of the 40. Gonna be real close to the marker. I think he's a hair short.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing it a yard short.
Yeah, they're calling him about a yard short. You're on it. So 3rd and 1 coming here. See if the Racers can load the box and try to get a stop here. That wind whipping through. 3rd and 1.
Got an island up at the top.
Going to go back to Roundsville. He's able to squirt forward and squeeze his way down the field inside the 30. He just kind of kept slipping by guys for another extra yard or two and ends up getting the first down and a lot more inside the 30.
Well, I think he's a smart enough runner that he's not going to fumble or let you knock it out of his hands. I think you just got to go for the tackle and get him down.
So 1st and 10 for Tuttle on the move again here down to the 27. Already up 7-0. Fake the handoff. Campbell down the right side looking for Schluter. He's got him. Touchdown. A perfect throw from Campbell. Dropped it in the bucket. And the sophomore wide receiver, Donnie Schluter, pulls it in. And the Tigers are out rolling early. A 13-0 lead with an extra point coming.
That was a great pass. He got behind the defender, was running, doing that kind of that diagonal route, but then he turned it back upfield, and the quarterback knew what he was going to do, turned him with his pass, and dropped it right into the bucket. So
great throw by Campbell. We talked about his ability to sling the pill around a little bit, and he did it there. Extra point good. And so Tuttle is rolling here early. Racers got to reel it in. 5:37 to go in the first. Tuttle leads at 14-0. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back at Richardson Family Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Appreciate everyone being tuned in on a Friday night. High school football games all across the great state of Oklahoma tonight. Anyone who didn't start their season last week, doing so tonight. So we have a lot of games, 9 just here on OSN this evening. A fast start for Tuttle here at home. They lead at 14-0. Each team's had the ball twice. Kick down the field, be fielded by Longman inside the 20. Deepest kickoff so far. Big hit, just shy of the 30. That's where the Newcastle offense will take over. Well, Billy, there's a ton of game left, but if you're Newcastle, you need a drive here. I mean, you're down 2 scores early. You moved the ball a lot better that last possession, but you weren't able to finish it. And you've been close to a couple stops, but you haven't been able to get them just yet. So if you're Newcastle, you got to find a way to flip this thing.
Well, and you need to tell the line, keep them in just a second longer. If you can hold them just a second longer, let these runners get around the side. Creswell's back there pretty much having to run from the get-go anytime he tries to pass. So I would probably tell the line, just give him a second. Give him one more second, see what he can do.
So starting on their own 29-yard line is this Racers offense. Bradford, the running back, in there with Cresswell, the quarterback, who takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to Bradford. He'll bounce to the left side. Nice hard run forward for a solid pickup on first down of about 4. You pretty much sign up for a 4-yard gain on first down just about every time.
I think we need a little TJ on this series. Let him get some running going. He's good at seeing those holes and getting through them pretty fast. So let's see what they do.
2nd and 6 after the first down carry from Bradford. 3-wide set again here. Back to him. Tried to make the first man miss, but a good job wrapping him up there for the Tigers. That was Turner Lemming in the backfield, getting the hands on Bradford and not letting him go.
Well, and you're just seeing the defense is in the backfield almost before the quarterback gets the ball. So they're going to have to make some adjustments on that.
Yeah, that Tuttle defensive line is winning that battle right now for sure.
Yes.
Loss of a yard makes it 3rd and 7. 4.5 to go here in the opening quarter. Racers trying to avoid a second 3-and-out here of this first quarter. 3 wide, all at the bottom. Bradford, the running back, next to Cresswell.
Showing blitz.
Cresswell takes a shotgun snap. He'll bounce out to his right. He's got a lot of room. He'll fire across. Pass is caught, making one man miss, getting across the 40.
I think they're going to give it to him.
That's a first down. Pulled in by Corbin Brewer, number 12, the sophomore wideout, getting out there and making a play. That little extra effort to get forward was the difference, and he moves the sticks. Big first down there.
Well, and you need that. You got to get a little bit of rhythm going right there. I think you can go back to Bradford now. That's a good catch, and stay going forward.
So the Racers move this chains. 1st and 10, under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Back to Bradford. He'll run to his right. Patient, tries to get forward, gets a couple out of it, but just not really anywhere to go there for TJ. Did a good job just to get some positive yardage out of it.
Yeah, and he's going to have to do some of that, letting your blockers get up there, get down below where the defenders can't see you, and popping out. We'll see how that goes through the rest of the game.
They gave him the 44, so call it a 3-yard gain, a little more than it looked initially. 2nd and 7 here. Cresswell rolls to his left. Bradford trying to hold the line for him. Long pass. It hits through and it's caught somehow by Longman. He's got wheels inside the 35. Looked like a dangerous pass out of the hand, but he found a way to squeeze it into Longman. He did the rest inside the 35-yard line.
I don't know how the defensive back's arm disappeared, because it did. It looked like it was going right to him, and it got through. Longman kept his concentration, caught the ball. Hopefully there's some rhythm and getting going here.
Cresswell showing an ability and a comfort throwing on the run. He's had some nice balls. That one was a little dangerous, but it worked out. First down. Fake the handoff, throw out in the flat to Longman again inside the 30. He'll get popped down there at the 28, but another solid pickup on first down. Staying ahead of the chains feels like it's going to be important tonight, Billy, for the Racers, and they've done it on this drive so far.
Well, and I'm watching for something going to the right. If you'll notice, almost all their passes and plays have been to the left. I don't know if they're setting them up for something or not.
2nd down and 7 here coming up after the short gain on first down. Still Bradford out there. He's been out there for every snap of this drive. He'll get the ball here right up the gut. Just plows his way forward for a yard. That's a 3rd and relatively manageable. It's certainly 4-down territory in here unless you want to try a field goal with Medrano, but it's so breezy tonight. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of field goals of any sort of distance.
Well, and the wind is at your back for another 2 minutes. So if you're going to get something in the air, you better do it here. You got Rogers in the backfield.
3rd and 6 coming here for the Racers. Boykins gets a little closer to the line. Like Billy noted, Rogers in the backfield, and another big play, another timeout taken by Coach Brickman here. This will be the second taken by Newcastle with a $1:47 to play here in the opening quarter. We'll go ahead and step aside with them. Another big opportunity for the Racers offense. Can they find a way to finish the job? We'll find out. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
You can look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, back in Tuttle, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, 1:47 to play in the opening quarter. It's a 14-0 lead for Tuttle, but the Racers are in business here at the Tigers' 27-yard line. But in a tough third down spot.
I was going to say they're in field goal range, too, with the wind at their back.
Yeah, Madrano's like for sure if they want it. But I got to think they'll go for it. They can make this manageable. We'll see. 3rd and 6. Cresswell will drop back, fires across behind his man. And incomplete. Tried to squeeze it to Jaden Fletcher. Went off his hands. The throw was behind him. It was a tough catch. And now here comes the decision. It's 4th and 6. It's about a 45-yard field goal from here. That's a pretty long field goal in this wind. I think they're going to go for it. Now they're going to have Rogers goes down here around the 40.
Yeah, he was trying to hop off the field there, and Bradford said, sit down.
Yeah, give us a second.
Sit down.
If we need it. So Rogers down, and he'll be attended to with 1:43 to go in the quarter. So here we go, Bill. I mean, I think they're going to go for it. That's probably the right move. I mean, that's a long field goal here, especially in this kind of wind.
Well, and I don't know. I would never second-guess the coaches. That's always a big fear when you're talking to them. You're going to say something. They're going to go, yeah, that's sweet, old man. But I don't think, 4th and 6, that's a lot of green you got to cover right there. With the wind at your back for another minute and a half, I don't know if you don't try it at least. I mean, if nothing else, then they get the ball on the 27-yard line, which they may get that anyway. So
it'll be interesting. I think they're probably going to go for it like they were going to before Rogers went down. And he's up on his feet coming off on his own power. A little bit of a hitch in the giddy up there. Hopefully nothing major for Ben Rogers. So we'll see here, and they are going to go for it. It's pretty much an obvious passing down, which is a little scary whenever you've been dealing with a defensive line that's been winning their battle so far. When they know that they're going backwards, there's no threat of really a run. You would think. I guess you never know. You have T.J. Bradford. Maybe you do run it on 4th and 6. I guess we'll find out in a second. 4th and 6. They are going to throw. Cresswell rolls out to his right. He'll stop and pop far side. Diving catch by Longman. He's short of the marker, though. So he makes the catch at the 24, but they needed the 21. So he's pretty clearly short. And the Racers are stopped on 4th down for the second time tonight. So back-to-back drives where Newcastle moved the ball down the field, got into Tuttle territory, but stalls out around the 30. And Tuttle will take back over.
Well, and there are some things you're going to have to talk about. Again, I feel that if you just get one more second out of a block, you're going to get some more. I think they're doing good. The running backs are blocking very well, doing good back there. It just seems like they're not able to get their footing.
So a big possession for the Racers defense, trying to flip this thing and keep it within reason. Down 2 scores early. Here's Roundsville, and he breaks through the middle. A lot of room for Roundsville. Oh, he slowed down. Looked like he might have hurt something. He finds a way to get across midfield anyway. But a big run for Roundsville all the way across midfield. And he's going to come off.
He did not get touched until he was at about the 44-yard line.
He may have scored if he didn't pull up. It looked like he maybe was just cramping up or something there mid-play. But he nevertheless still pulls a big gain there across midfield, and it's 1st and 10. Tuttle looking for more. Already up 14-0, passing the flat. Nice anticipation there by the Racers. I think that was Longman coming in and breaking that up on Jalen Lane.
Yeah, that was good. It was one of those plays where you're like, man, if he could just be a step faster.
Yeah, it looked like he read it almost right away, but just it's such a quick little pop pass. It's hard to get there, but he did a good job breaking it up.
He's giving me about 8 yards cushion, so.
Yeah, the speed of the Lane brothers, you don't want to get beat over the top. And they got a quarterback who can get it to him, like we said with Campbell. There's whistles. Might be a false start. This will help the Racers, and it is.
Tell you what, I'm impressed with that far official. Man, he is launching that hanky, man.
Get it up into the jet stream. Let it go.
I've yet to see him throw it under 15 yards.
1:16 on the clock. We know the clock's a little tough to read tonight. We're at a little bit of a tough angle. It's on there for you, though, as best we can. I'll make sure to keep getting it in. 1:16.
Yeah, we have trouble reading it just with our eyes.
Yeah. 2nd and 15 after the penalty. Fake the handoff. Look like they went the opposite directions there. Campbell bounced outside. He's got some room. He's going to go ahead and throw, though. Down the field looking for Schluter. He caught it on the sideline inside the 25 to the 23. That was a dime on the run.
Wow.
And Schluter, this young sophomore wideout, is showing a little something tonight. That was quite the toe tap and a first down.
That was. He jumped up, caught it, looked down at his feet immediately, saw that he was in bounds.
Boy, that was a dart of a throw on the run from Campbell. Like I said, got to give a second to the chain gang here as they get ready. But a long play for the Tigers on 2nd and 15 to move the sticks, and again here on the outskirts of the red zone.
Well, it looks like they're playing a zone on the defense, but they just have too many weapons.
Final minute of the first quarter. Campbell handoff to Roundsville. He'll bounce outside, try to cut it back. Just pinballing around. He's still on his feet inside the 15, and you're the first down marker. Boy, that play started like he wasn't going anywhere. He ends up almost moving the sticks. I think they're going to give him about 9 on it.
Man.
As we have an injured racer down. I think that was Quinn Housley, number 85.
That's what it looks like.
In some pain. And they'll come out and attend to him. We'll step aside while they do so. 42 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tuttle looking for more. Already up 14-0. We're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back at Richardson Family Stadium, coming off the field under his own power there was Housley, number 85, the junior. Good to see. Hopefully all right, get back out there. You know, for Tuttle, it's going to be 2nd down and 1 at the 15-yard line. Final moments or stages of this opening quarter, 40 seconds and counting here to play in the first frame. Campbell in the shotgun, very interesting formation here. He'll give it to Roundsville, who's back in there, and he juts forward inside the 10. This has been just kind of the Roundsville drive. They're just riding in that big throw down the field to Schluter as well, and it's going to be 1st and goal now for the Tigers.
Well, I think for Christmas, Roundsville needs to get his line some gifts. I mean, they're just
dominating. Yeah,
they're
the line of scrimmage
goals
on both ways right now is clearly going in the favor of the Tigers, and obviously who wins the line of scrimmage is who controls the game the vast majority of the time.
The trenches decide it.
Probably the final play of the quarter. We'll see. 10 seconds and counting here. Looks like they are going to get it off. Play clock is actually forcing them to do so. It's just a tick ahead. Handoff to Roundsville again. Move up the middle. Through a couple defenders and in. Touchdown, Tigers. 8 yards out. And it is all Tuttle here at Richardson Family Stadium. Now 20-0 with an extra point coming.
Wow.
Putting it on them.
That was just a methodical series, just working it up the field. Campbell is doing a great job of seeing the receivers. They're getting into holes where the defense isn't and doing a great job. Now, in the last point after attempt, it was almost blocked. So let's see what happens.
Extra point on the way is up and through. That makes it 21-0 Tuttle with 2 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We'll stick here with just the kickoffs until the end of the quarter. Well, Billy, I mean, we talked about it in pregame and a little bit, in this first quarter. Last week, Racers were off to a very slow start offensively. They found a way to rev it up. You're obviously going to have to do that tonight. You're in a 21-point hole. Still a long way to go, but this has got to flip quick if the Racers are going to find a way on the road against a team this good.
Well, last week you saw Bartlesville doing a lot of, I don't want to say trick plays. I don't like that term, but doing some plays that I would say are just not your normal bread and butter plays. And so that's where this one is different. These guys are doing passes out on the side, running up the middle. I don't know that I've seen Roundsville go around the outside yet. So they're doing more just what you would say your typical offense is, and that's one difference from what was last week. But don't hear me. I'm not being negative. It's just it's time. Newcastle's going to have to hurry up and get it back under control.
Yeah, no doubt. Still a long way to go, but definitely not how you draw up this first quarter.
No.
In a large hole here, 21-0 in favor of the Tigers, who have just looked like a machine in this first quarter, frankly. Can't ask for a much better start than what Tuttle has done here tonight. We talked about it. They smoked Guthrie last week. This is a team that's widely considered to be ready to win a state championship this year at the 4A level. Obviously runners-up a year ago, and they're looking the part right now as a 21-0 lead here over the Racers. 2 seconds in the quarter. This should end it as long as he returns it, which it looks like they will. Fielded by Rogers just inside the 25. He's got some room. He's got speed. Ben Rogers to the left side, and he just gets tripped up at the 45. Boy, he was about one more man away from maybe really breaking that. When Ben Rogers gets in space, it is fun.
He is a playmaker. They have talked about that all offseason. Last year, he is a playmaker. When he gets that, he does not want to go down. Kind of reminds me of that Adrian Peterson type. Not the ability maybe yet, but he gets angry when he can't get to the end zone on every play. And so he is just that kind of playmaker.
That'll do it for the first quarter. Tuttle leads it 21-0 after one, but Newcastle, good field position. We'll see if they can get back in it. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back at Richardson Family Stadium in Tuttle, Oklahoma, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Tuttle leads at 21-0 over Newcastle, but a big kickoff return by Ben Rogers has him in business at the 45-yard line as they start this possession, trying to get back in this. Cresswell down the sideline, and Boykins never saw the pass. It's intercepted by Jordan Lane. He takes it back across the 45. Just simply never was ready for miscommunication on QB receiver. And a back-breaking turnover there as Lane picks it off and sets the Tigers up.
Seems like just everything's bouncing their way right now. It just really does. They're a good team. You can't take anything away from them. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, that was just a textbook. He threw it kind of like a back shoulder to Boykins, and Boykins never turned his head around. Obviously just a simple, weren't on the same page as far as what the route was. And Lane saw it all the way. Easy interception for Jordan Lane. And now the Tigers get the ball right back near midfield after that big kickoff return where it felt like maybe a little momentum shifting. A backbreaker there. Now here comes Roundsville again, just eating up yards. Picking up about 8 on first down here to set up a second and short.
And he's getting about 2 yards before he is even touched. I mean, they're opening holes for him. Again, some things they can fix at halftime, but they're going fast now.
Second down and 2. Campbell back up. He'll fake the handoff. Good clean pocket. He'll bounce outside. Fletcher forces him back the other way. He'll fire a long way, and it's caught inside the 40 for a first down. This is Jalen Lane making a couple guys miss. Got a penalty in. Lane is still bouncing around, still on his feet. and tackled down just shy of the 40, but we'll see what the penalty flag is.
Yeah, it looked like there was a block in the back over there. As he cut back to the right, one of his other receivers kept running into the defender, so I think you're going to get a block in the back. I think that was a real good job there by Jaden Fletcher, keeping him back in the backfield. He was trying to come around to the right.
He forced him back, yeah.
Fletcher would not let him.
That was just a simple case of with the amount of speed that Tuttle has on the outside, these receivers, you can't cover them for 10 seconds. That's asking a lot. You got to find a way to get home.
So that was a good something. I hope they can key off of that and see how good that was in keeping him. It looks like they do it from
conversation here.
They do it from the spot of the foul, I guess.
Should be, yeah. Still waiting for an official signal. Might be some conversation about maybe what down it'll be because they're going to go back beyond the chains. So we'll see how they end up ruling this. But the block in the back will bump them back quite a ways here, back to their own 48-yard line, which is about where the original line of scrimmage was.
Is that a 15-yard penalty?
Must have been.
Wow.
It is going to be first down, though. So it's from the end of the play, which was a first down. So it is 1st and 10 there. So it's kind of like the last couple plays just didn't even happen. We're right back to where we were.
Just let the clock roll.
So back to it. 1st and 10. Campbell, handoff Roundsville. He'll bounce to the right. Racers do a good job to kind of swarm him. Does still get a decent gain on first down, though.
That was an incredible run there. Big number 57 there for Tuttle. Let me get his name. Gavin Hines. All he needed was a saddle. And you just saw Roundsville just riding up the back of him, and nobody could reach him.
10:37 and counting to play here in quarter number 2. Tuttle leading at 21-0 over Newcastle. Have the football. Here's Roundsville. They're just going right back to him. Keep on feeding the beast. And he moves the pile near the sticks, just short of it, but it'll be 3rd down and call it a long 1 here coming up for the Tigers.
I tell you what, man, he's a big guy, but he gets lost behind those linemen. I'll tell you why. Let's see which lineman he runs behind this time.
Handoff Roundsville is wrangled down. I think he might have just carried the defender across the marker. He did. It was a heck of an effort by the Racers there. I think that was that Caden Davis, number 3, who had the initial wrap-up but just couldn't quite stop the legs enough. He only needed a yard, and he's able to fall across the marker for a first down.
Well, and I think that was good showing. They need to do more of those stunts, kind of going in sideways, getting around those blockers.
9:47 to play in the first half. Fake the handoff Campbell. He's going to fire deep down the middle of the field. He's looking for Lane. Oh, a great pass break up there by the Racers defense. That's Alex Schumard, who just went one-on-one, mano-a-mano with Lane, and was able to break it up. Nice play.
That was. Stayed with him, closed in on the ball. I think that's probably best defense I've seen on a receiver. That and Bradford, I guess. But that was just excellent defense staying on him.
That was nicely done. So a complete pass brings up 2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line. Tigers trying to add to their lead. Newcastle trying to find their footing defensively, give their offense some time to try and work their way back in this thing. 2nd and 10, handoff Roundsville again. Popped in the backfield. This time they blow it up. He's going to lose a couple. The initial contact there from big Cody Nix, number 71, got the initial lick. Gave his teammates some time to help him. Scagnetti, number 21, in there helping as well.
Cody Nix is just a big fella. We talked about him last year. He was right there in the heart of it then, too. But that was just a great stop and just stopping them, and just not letting the blockers go around him.
Well, this is a gotta-have-it spot here for Newcastle now. Tuttle's in a 3rd and 10. If the Racers find a way to get a stop here, get off the field. And it's like we're going to have a timeout here taken by the Tigers. They're going to talk things over. With 9:01 to go in the 3rd, Tigers lead at 21-0. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back in Tuttle, Oklahoma, getting ready for a 3rd and 10 play here for the Tigers. We'll make sure we thank our second quarter sponsor, longtime sponsor for us here on OSN, Contemporary Family Dentistry. Number one goal is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Come in, experience the difference. 1117 Northwest 32nd Street. Call them at 405-387-9300. Contemporary Family Dentistry. They've been with us a long time, Billy. And they're back again as a quarter sponsor. See them up in the corner there, representing. Different looking logo this year for Contemporary Family Dentistry. Shout out. 3rd and long here for the Tigers. Throw across is caught, but they're all over it. Newcastle defense gets the stop they needed. TJ Bradford read that play perfectly. Was right on the Tuttle receiver Tyson Kennedy on that kind of mid-screen play. Blew it up. And it's a 4th and long for the Tigers, and I think they're going to punt.
Well, that was an excellent stop. That's what they needed right
Had
there.
to have it. After the turnover, too.
And
Short field for Tuttle, and they stopped them. Sorry.
Well, no, you're good. I was just going to say, great call. There was a lot of aggression on that. But you saw that they just went a couple of yards in there and kind of eyeballed it instead of just chasing everybody going after the quarterback.
So a pivotal and sorely needed stop for the Racers defense. And the Tigers will have to punt this football away. Back to return is Caden Longman. And it's like they have a delay of game here. I think Tuttle was taking a delay of game. They wanted a little more space to get this punt off. So Longman back to return the punt. Billy, obviously, when we left off last year, we kind of all assumed right here Caden Longman would probably be the next starting quarterback of the Racers. Obviously, They bring Cresswell in from Dibble. But you were kind of mentioning to me last week, we didn't get to do the broadcast, but that Longman preferred to stay as a wide receiver kind of Swiss Army knife player that he's been.
And he loved that.
Returning punts, stuff like that.
He likes being the cornerback and the receiver and being counted on.
Obviously been a very useful piece of this Racer team. And he is again this year, certainly. Oh, that's a great punt. It's going to roll down inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 4. A perfect punt by the Tigers there. And Newcastle's going to be way backed up. So you get the big stop you need, but now you have been dealt a very tough hand. And really, if you're Cresswell and the Racers, you just got to avoid disaster here. I mean, try to get yourself away from the goal line a little bit, but you got to avoid the back-breaking turnover.
That's right. You cannot go backwards. There's no room for backwards here. You're going to have to get a series together. You got 7, almost 8 minutes. You've got to get some rhythm going and going forward. Get Tuttle on their heels. Make them wonder what you're doing.
So starting on their own 4-yard line is where Newcastle will set up shop. 7:49 to play until halftime. Stick with us at the half, by the way. We'll step aside, but we'll wrap up the half. We'll step aside, let the bands do their thing here in Tuttle. And Billy and I will obviously give you some scores around the state tonight and get y'all ready for the second half here from Richardson Family Stadium. Handoff up the middle to, I think that was Bradford. He gets maybe a yard.
That's what it looked like. Yeah, they're giving about a yard and
Bradford,
a half.
yep.
And there's a few of those you're going to have to do, just run right up into the middle of the pile.
Yeah.
And get them coming in. Hopefully that'll loosen up the receiving game.
I mean, obviously, you'd love to put together a drive here and score, but, I mean, objective number one is to get it away from your goal line a little bit.
Right.
If you're the Racers.
Especially kicking into the wind.
Yeah, no, great call. 2nd and 9. Handoff Bradford again. He's got some room. Makes some guys miss. Pinballing his way down to the 18-yard line. That's a first down and then some for T.J. Bradford.
And that's what you said. They got to get away from the red end zone there. They got to get down there. Looks like they're going a little bit more up-tempo now. That was a good run. I will say, for what I've said about the offensive line, that was some excellent blocking right there.
Yeah, that was a nice hole for Bradford. And you know if he has room, he's going to hit it hard. And that's a first down and then some. Oh, that's a jump offside. So there you go. You spoke into existence. They just waited for us.
That's
they
right.
Waited for us.
Well, I like it. You could. There's a little different than they were last year. I don't know if you saw Creswell there. He did the steering wheel, and that made them jump. So
that'll work.
Sorry, I found a little humor in that.
First down, or the penalty on first down will make it 1st and 5. Carson Way, our producer here, is struggling with the wind. He is freezing. He wore shorts. I told him not to. Hand off to Bradford. He bounced outside. A nice stiff arm across the 30. That's another first down. T.J. Bradford starting to get it going a little bit. Racers on the move.
Well, and that time you saw him go around the end. Now, big number 33 there, Lemming, grabbed a hold of him, but you saw the strength of Bradford right there as he was able to push him off of him, get about 3 or 4 more yards.
So all on the ground, Newcastle has got it from the 4 out to the 30. And at the very least, they've accomplished the goal of getting some breathing room here, but still trying to keep this thing going. Back to Bradford again. He cuts back up the middle, gets about 2. There is a flag down in the backfield. Not usually a great sign for the offense.
No. Well, and you got to give it to Bradford. It's been all him.
Yeah.
Run after run after run. So let's see what they call. Waving it off.
There you go. So, as Billy said, waved it off. Probably a good thing for Newcastle because with where it was, I'm thinking it was not going to be in their favor. But the penalty picked up. They ended up giving about 3 yards on that, actually. So, 2nd down and 7.
They brought in Rogers. Let's see what he can do.
Give Bradford a blow. Halfway through the 2nd quarter. Cresswell gives it to Ben Rogers. He runs hard to the left side, just nowhere really to go. Did everything he could to try and fight his way forward, but just not anywhere to move. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah, you had Slate Snyder there, by the way. Yes, an excellent football name. He grabbed hold of his ankle, and he was not going to let go. If Rogers was going to get a first down, it was going to be with big number 30 hanging on.
Yeah, Snyder has been very disruptive tonight for the Tigers. You saw it there. So 3rd and 7 for Newcastle, 5.5 to go in the first half. Longman in motion as he is more often than not. Cresswell bounced that second. A lot of room to work with over here. Is he going to run it or throw it? He's going to go ahead and fire, but he ends up kind of just having to throw that away. I think he kind of got caught a little in between, Billy. I think he was thinking about taking off, but then for the Tigers, I think that was Brody Fisher, number 13, that was hot on his trail, and he realized, oh, I'm not going to make it. Yeah. But then he had nowhere to throw it, so just kind of had to get rid of it.
Well, and I think talk to Coach because he had some green if he'd have cut it back upfield. I think he would have come close to the first down because there was nobody from the 40 in.
So incomplete pass makes it 4th and 7. Racers will punt this away, but they did at least accomplish the feat of getting away from the goal line a bit. And that'll be up to Brian Madrano and his big leg to try and flip the field a little bit here.
And into this wind, too.
Yeah, not an easy task. It is still just whipping wind out here.
Oh.
Gives it as good of a boot as he can. You can see it just get caught up in the wind. It bounces at the 45 and kicks out of bounds. That's where Tuttle will set up. Certainly good field position, but probably could have been worse with where the possession started on their own 4.
Yeah. And that was a good punt. He knew he wasn't going to get much distance, so he just got a lot of height.
You could tell it came off his foot with some speed, and then once it got up about eye level to where we are here at Richardson Family Stadium, it just kind of died. The wind just grabbed it.
It said, that's enough.
Yeah, exactly. That's enough of that. So on the 45, this is where Tuttle takes over. 5:11 to play in the first half. Cruz Campbell hands off Roundsville, blown up in the backfield again. I think he might have lost a yard or two. Racers maybe finding their footing a little bit defensively. Not trying to knock on wood here.
Right.
But, last possession did a good job kind of buckling down, did a good job there.
Well, they got Cade Davis right in there at that, kind of the defensive end to come in and kind of swoop on them. So that's been working out very good for him as well.
They end up giving him back the line of scrimmage on that, so it's 2nd and 10. Campbell throws to Lane. Oh, big hit. Lawman came in and laid the boom, but Lane able to hang on to it. That's Jordan Lane, should specify. Give him 7 yards on it, sets up a 3rd and 3.
Well, and what I like about that is now you're going to have Jordan Lane wondering is Longman right there to hit me.
Yeah, make him feel it for a little bit.
So
3rd and 3 coming here for the Tigers. would be an interesting decision this spot on the field on 4th down if it comes to it. Roundsville, he's not going to get there. Nope. Racers, again, clog up the running lane. So Roundsville, who was just eating up yardage earlier in this game, is having a hard time getting loose now the last, handful of carries. And now a 4th down for Tuttle, and I think they're going to punt.
Well, I got to give it to the defensive coordinators over on Newcastle's side. They've done something to flip it because Roundsville was getting about 3 or 4 yards untouched. Yeah. Now he can't even get out of his backfield.
So give the Racers defense some credit. They have, again, seemingly found their footing a little bit here. Back-to-back stops. And now we'll see if they can try to find a way to get a drive together before halftime. We'll see if they can not be pinned at their own 4 this time. Punt is away.
Not good.
Not as good of a punt. It landed on the sideline. It landed on the sideline. That's going to be what saves Racers here because the way that bounced, that could have been down inside the 5 again. But bounce on the sideline.
Well, and I just want to thank
19.
that official for seeing that. Wow, that because I thought, oh man,
when are they going to start using our broadcast for under review? By the way,
that's right.
We could do it. Uriah is the best in the biz. He gets at everything.
I was waiting for him to go. All right, we're going to go to New York to our offices.
Yeah, just ask us. We'll tell you.
Right.
We can see all up here.
The eyes of God.
1st and 10 at the 19. So 3:25. I would say, Billy, here, kind of like before, the primary goal, obviously your top goal is to go score, but you want to at least get away from the goal line. This time I would say the primary goal, you want to score, but get to halftime.
Right.
Don't give Tuttle time going back the other way if you can avoid it. Tigers do have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, don't give it back to them.
1st and 10. Fake the jet sweep to long, middle, hand it to Bradford. He's got a little bit of room here, but good job of the Tigers to swarm on him. He still does get 6 yards on the carry.
That was a good run right there, and I like how fast it moved. A lot of times in the backfield when they do kind of the fake to one and to another, it takes a little too much time. They got him out of the backfield pretty fast that time.
Under 3 minutes to play until halftime. They have a whistle, and the official talking to someone in the student section, I think, just got scalded a little bit. That kid heart just sank for a second there. I don't know who it was or what he did, but said something maybe.
That would have been me.
2nd and 4. Bradford up the middle, spinning his way across the 30. That's a 1st down.
That was
like T.J. Bradford starting to kind of quietly put together a nice night here. He's had some good moments here. If you remember that game 2 years ago, that playoff game, he had that big, long touchdown run to give him the lead.
Well, a few of these last runs, he's just been about one player away from doing that again.
It feels like, the Racers have kind of found their footing in this game. Unfortunately, it came after they were already down 21-0, but they found their footing a little bit. Cresswell trying to make guys miss, and the Tigers will crash on him. Right as I say that, Tuttle gets their first sack of the night as Cresswell bounced it to his right and just had nowhere to go. Did really the smart thing and just kind of ate it.
Right. Well, and again, you saw he had 2 red jerseys in the backfield before he could really get his feet set.
Yeah.
So
under 2 minutes now, and this is where I think if you're Newcastle, you probably slow down the pace a little bit. Like let's at least make sure we get to halftime and kind of catch our breath for a minute. Cresswell will roll out here. Fires far side to Longman right at about the original line of scrimmage. Sets up a 3rd and long.
And that was smart. He got out of bounds, stopped the clock if they're wanting to get up the field. If they're wanting to just kill the clock, then he probably needed to kneel it down. But it looks to me like they're trying to get up the field as fast as they can.
1:44 clock, like you said, stopped because he went out of bounds. 3rd and 10 here at the 30. We'll see if Tuttle uses a timeout if the play ends in the field here. I would think that they might. Longman flips sides. We'll see if they run the ball or if they try to throw for it. They are going to try and throw. Cresswell fires. Man, wide open. It's Fletcher.
Great
Big
catch.
Collision right at the stick. And I think he's short by about a yard as Fletcher did a good job just to catch that ball and then got popped right at the stick. That's where, unfortunately for Fletcher, he's a big man. He wasn't exactly having a full head of steam there. He kind of was tiptoeing around after he had to make that tough catch.
Well, and Comesher right there just kind of...
That's fullback on tight end action there.
They met up pretty well that
was
time.
Quite a collision. And they got the offense out there. This is a bold call on 4th and 1. Oh, they jump, and that's going to get the penalty. It's going to get the first down.
Wow.
How do you like that, Billy Collier?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
The old just get him to jump off sides play.
That's right. If they can just do that about 20 more times this series, we'll be right
That'll save
down
a lot
there.
of clock
That's
getting
right.
down the field.
Well, they got their coach all the way out on the field there.
So the penalty results in a first down for Newcastle up to the 44. Now, they only have 1:04, so you're going to have to speed this up now. Cresswell will throw. He's going to take a shot.
Oh,
I don't know what happened there. It looked like he went to uncork a deep ball to Boykins, but then Boykins kind of sat down on the route. And then Cresswell tried to adjust and kind of threw it in the ground. I know that just looked weird all around.
well, and we may be able to see it on the replay. I don't know. But it looked like he came down to throw it far, but his arm didn't come up. I don't know if it got hit or something like that.
I was looking down the field. Yeah, all of a sudden the ball just went in the ground. It was an odd-looking play. Incomplete pass, though, makes it 2nd and 10. Exactly 1 minute on the clock here at the tail end of this first half. They're going to go back to Bradford on the ground. He runs hard, squeezes his way forward for about 3 or 4.
It doesn't look like they're calling a timeout.
Yeah, you only have one. If you're Newcastle, you probably want to save it. This is kind of a tricky spot because you want to hurry, but also if you don't get it, you don't want to leave Tuttle time. So you're kind of trying to split the difference, like kind of halfway hurry. Down to 35 seconds. I think that if they pick this up, they'll really kick it up. Cresswell faked the handoff. He'll fire to Schumar. He's caught. He's got a lot of room in front of him. Oh, and a nice open field tackle by Kennedy for the Tigers, just across midfield. Clock is still ticking. Tuttle doesn't look like they're taking a timeout. Newcastle's not going to take their final timeout. They wouldn't do that before 4th down. And they don't have to snap it again. It's like they might snap one more. Or down to 5 seconds here. And now there are whistles with 2 seconds, and now the Racers take it. So I guess they're going to take one heave here, I guess.
Yeah.
That was a tough spot to manage because it's like you want to hurry, but also if you hurry too much and you give the ball back to Tuttle with time, you're thinking like, man, why do we do that? You know, it's kind of a tricky spot.
Well, and I think you're right. I think if you're on your own 30, you run out the clock. If you're on the other 30,
that's the other thing. You're kind of in no man's
play.
land
Yeah,
here.
you're right there on top of the tees, and really not a whole lot. I don't know that you can throw it into the wind 55 yards. You know,
that's a great point. There's almost no way you can get it to the end zone from here with this wind in your face. So.
Right. Maybe a trick play of some kind. I don't know.
But you got to be careful not to anything crazy that could result in it going back the other way. 2 seconds on the clock, so this will be the final play of the quarter, barring the quickest play in high school football history. They're on the Tuttle 49-yard line. Got to get to the 46 for a first down. It doesn't really matter. Cresswell will drop back and throw. He'll take a shot down the field looking for Longman, and it's a little too high. And we'll go incomplete. Boy, I'll tell you what, if that could have got the lane, that would have been a little scary. There was a lot of room on that side. But in all event, it falls harmlessly to the turf. And that'll end the first half with Tuttle leading it 21-0. Well, Billy, quick thoughts here wrapping up the first half, and we'll step aside and let the bands do their thing. You know, kind of a weird first half because obviously the first quarter was basically everything that could have went wrong did. Second quarter, they ran the ball a little bit. They played much better defense, but you're in a hole. You got to find a way to make up ground. So it seemed like they found their footing a little bit, but might just be a little too late, but still a whole half to go.
Right. Well, and you could tell they figured some things out. They're going to have to figure out some offense. But they figured out the defense. They're getting them there. They're stopping them.
Yeah.
They scored all their points in the first quarter. They didn't score in the second quarter, I believe. And so,
you're right. Correct.
So everything was in the first quarter. They figured some things out. Maybe at halftime they can look at some things they can do on offense. It is a steep climb. You know, you're down 3 touchdowns. And so you're going to have to score 3 and hold them from scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
But it did look like they were starting to figure some things out. And like you said, just in the first half, too little too late.
Yeah.
They ran out of time.
Well, at the end of the first half, it's total 21, Newcastle nothing, but still a long way to go. Racers defense, like we were just saying, did find its footing a little bit. They're starting to run the ball with TJ Bradford. We'll see if they can't find a way to mount a comeback in the second half. All right, we'll go ahead and step aside here for halftime. Don't go anywhere. The stream's not going to go anywhere. Go use the bathroom, get a snack, You see the Tuttle cheerleaders out there right now, so you can see them. The bands will perform, and then we'll rejoin you in about 15, 20 minutes or so. We'll give you some scores from around the state tonight, and we'll get you ready for the second half here tonight as the Racers take on the Tigers. All right, we'll step aside. Halftime now. Tuttle leads at 21-0 on top of Newcastle. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
time to recognize the Tuttle Boys Wrestling Program. This past school year, they won their 22nd dual state championship with the last 16 in a row, as well as winning their 22nd team state championship with the last 17 in a row. They also had 10 state placers, with 5 of those being crowned in individual state championships. Congratulations to our Tuttle Tiger Wrestling Program. Tuttle High School Athletics has now won a total of 84 OSSAA state championships and 100 academic state championships in our school's history.
The following businesses for their support this season: Absolute Smiles Ministry, Air Comfort Solutions, All American Garage Store, Amanda Bagging Printer, Central Oklahoma Rental Center, Contemporary Family Dentistry, First National Bank, Ford Electrical, Game Changer Real Estate, Global Energy Solutions, Great Plains Bank, H&H Custom Homes, M&T Septic and Backhoe, Black Lawns, Rafa Wellness, and Tuttle Family Eye Care.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
All right, back at Richardson Family Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier, the Oklahoma Sports Network. Just moments away from getting this game back going for the second half. Tuttle leading Newcastle 21-0. As we wait, we're just a couple minutes away. Some scores from around the state tonight on this technically first full Friday of the 2025 high school football season. Starting in 5A, some of the other scores of note: Durant and Broken Bow 13 apiece late in the second quarter. Broken Bow should be one of the better teams in 4A this year, taking on Durant right now. Lawton High and Enid, games on OSN. Enid leading Lawton High 13-12 in that one. Blanchard, who we'll see next week, leading Noble 24-7 at the break there. Lawton Mac smashing Eisenhower 51-0 at the half. That is quite the score, Billy Collier, 51-0. Bishop Kelly over Bishop McGinnis 17-0 at the break there. Carl Albert 28-0 on top of Midwest City. That big Del City Booker T Washington matchup, all Eagles right now, 20-0. I'm surprised by that. Del City's really good, but Booker T Washington not really hanging in right now, 20-0. Yeah, definitely a bit of a surprise. Cash leads Duncan 21-14. The game's on OSN. Obviously, we'll have Duncan. We'll head down there to their place in a few weeks from now. And then I think that's probably about it for 5A scores of real note. Anything that stands out to you there? Anything else you wanted to note? I know you're looking at some scores too.
Well, I am. I'm looking at some. You're looking at Washington over Sulphur. That's number 1 and 2 right there in 2A.
Yeah, Washington really good. Yeah,
that is tied up just starting the third quarter. You're Owasso and Jinx.
Tough loss to Bixby last week in the opener.
But they are playing Jinx, and I believe just lost it, just blipped. But they're winning by a touchdown, I believe.
Oh, nice.
So they're doing real well.
Good to hear. That's a heck of a matchup also, obviously.
21-14, Owasso over Jinx now.
That's a heavyweight fight. Yeah, Owasso and Jinx.
That's a slobber knocker. You got Cassia Hall beating Rejoice Christian, which I know a lot of y'all are like, yeah, so what? Well, Rejoice Christian's number 1 in that class. So
Rejoice, they just had a wide receiver commit to Oklahoma this week. Xavier Okafulaweze, quite the name. Really good wideout for Rejoice Christian. They committed to Oklahoma this week. Good player.
I'll leave that to you.
That's a growing program, Rejoice Christian. So shout out them. They're in my hometown, actually, of Owasso.
You got Mustang over Yukon, 30-20. Another one here I thought looked interesting. Southmore is beating Westmore 19-0. So it looks how that's going to turn out. And then Edmond Memorial 27-0 over Deer Creek.
So as we get ready to start the second half, I want to make sure we again thank our kickoff sponsor as we get ready to get this thing going, which is First United Bank. First United Bank, over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas. Family Bank, every sense of the word. Family owned and operated, built on family values, and treating you like family. Spend life wisely. Member FDIC. So we're about ready to start the second half of action here. Newcastle trailing 21-0. The Tigers will start the second half with the football. It was 21-0 Tuttle after the opening frame. Jumped out, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, 3 stops on the Racers. Second quarter, though, Newcastle found their footing a little bit. Played a lot better in the second quarter, especially defensively. But obviously not able to sustain any drives, although they did run the football a lot better. And that leads us at our 21-0 spot to start the second half. Brian Madrano kicks it away into the end zone. There's a touchback, and Tuttle will take over on the 20. As we get ready to start the second half, we'll make sure to thank our third quarter sponsor, which is OEC. Taking high-speed fiber where no one else will. No contracts, no fees, just a good connection, bringing you the power of high-speed fiber services to your door. Check them out at oecfiber.com. New fangled logo for OEC. That's a better-looking logo. I think sometimes that black one, you lost a little bit last year. It pops, that OEC. So shout out OEC. So here we go. Second half here. Racer defense, a couple of stops in the end of that second quarter. See if they can pick up there, and they pick up right where they left off as they bottle up Roundsville for no gain. And we were talking about it a little bit at halftime, Billy. I mean, the first quarter, Roundsville was just chomping up yardage. Second quarter, Racer started to bottle him up, and obviously one play, but a good start there.
Well, and Alex Schumart has gone to that kind of Viper or Cheetah, whatever you want to call it, there on the bottom there, number 3, and he's getting around the backside. There he goes again, bottling it up.
Again, nothing. Roundsville nowhere to go. He might have even lost a little bit on that one. It's just such a stark difference from what we saw early on him, and it was 8-9 yards a clip every time with Roundsville, and you noted it, getting at least a few yards up before anyone was really anywhere near him. Right now, though, he's having a really hard time getting any space, and the Racers have got a shot at a quick 3 and out here. 3rd and 11. Fake the handoff. Campbell, clean pocket, going to fire deep. Got a man down there. It'll go incomplete. Tuttle looking for a penalty flag, and I don't think they're going to get it.
They're not. Just got their feet tangled.
Definitely some contact there, but officials let it go. Tuttle sideline not thrilled with it. Hard to tell from here. I mean, there was definitely contact, but you don't want to be calling every little thing, So there was contact there, but.
Well, and I have found that when they're both looking back at the ball and not really looking at each other and bump into each other, you don't really see too many flags come out on that.
So a 3-and-out forced by this Racers defense in 59 seconds.
Wow.
Can't ask for a better start to the half than that.
Nope. Now just get something going on offense. I think we may have a ball game.
Longman with his feet on the Tuttle Tigers midfield logo. Boy, that was close to being blocked. And, boy, he had to get rid of it, and it's a bad punt. It bounces at the 30, takes a Tuttle hop, but it will roll dead at the 36-yard line. Wow. So a dream start to this second half for Newcastle, and they're now in business to try and get themselves on the board.
Yeah,
we were talking about it. The offense was a little better in that second quarter, but they kept starting drives way in their own end. Well, this is the complete opposite. You're starting at the 36 here.
Absolutely. A 17-yard punt, and now you're on their side of the ball, 35 yards to payday. I think they got to go back to what they kind of figured out there in the second quarter and go with that and see if they can kind of keep pushing them back.
So 1st and 10 on the 35 is where they marked it for Cresswell, and this Racers offense can't ask for better field position than this to try and get on the board. Kind of get back in this thing a little bit. Still a ton of time here the whole second half really in front of them. First play is a handoff to Bradford to his right side. Just carrying the pile forward for a few. I tell you what, I didn't think that was going anywhere when it started. He ended up getting 3 yards out of it.
If they were wearing green, I would have called that the tush push. He did, but they're giving him 3 yards.
Saw that last night a few times.
Oh, yeah. I heard Hertz hates that, what it's called.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but it's his tush.
That's what it is.
Well, I think it has a good, strong run because they got a hold of him about a yard behind, and he got 3 out of it. So that was a good run.
2nd down and 7 up to the 32. Longman bounces outside. Cresswell will fake it to Bradford, throw it out to Longman. First guy able to wrangle him down, but not before he jets forward for a few more. Good tackle by Kennedy, but another solid pickup sets up a 3rd and short here for the Racers inside the 30.
Well, and I have to say, this Tuttle team, you're not seeing a lot of teams last year and even last week were kind of thrown off by that cutback pass there, and they're just staying their ground and good technique and tackling.
So 3rd down and 3, have to figure 4-down territory here for the Racers. So 2 shots to try and pick this up.
Ooh.
Oh, almost got a jump. Little flinch, but not enough of a jump to warrant a penalty. Cresswell will check with his O-line. 5 on the play clock, got to get this off. Longman in motion. They just do get the snap off. Handoff to Ben Rogers. He cuts back. He jets forward across the 25. That's a 1st down. Boy, Ben Rogers, few guys run as hard as that guy.
He is what they call an angry runner.
I agree with that completely.
And you saw it right there. And I think he's a good compliment to T.J. Bradford, where he's a big bruiser. Just will run into you and try and knock you down. Last week on a kickoff, you saw him just completely decleat a blocker. And so that's just how he plays, how he runs, is just full tilt.
So down to the 23. This is the furthest down the field the Racers offense has been tonight. Back to Rogers. Pinball's off the end. First man to the left side. Inside the 10. Ball came out. He was clearly down, I thought, and they're calling him down.
Yeah.
But inside the 10, it's going to be 1st and goal for Newcastle for the first time tonight. We're into the Trinity Restoration red zone. Trinity Restoration and Construction has been providing quality construction services for over 20 years. The team has completed a wide variety of projects, including commercial buildings, residential homes, and industrial facilities. Pride themselves on attention to detail and commitment to customer satisfaction. You can call them at 405-695-7040. They waited a long time to get in there, Billy, but they're in there.
There they are.
1st and goal, Newcastle at the 9.
Looks like a jumbo package to the right.
Chance to get right back in this game here. Longman in motion. He'll slow up. Bradford fake. Slant route.
Wow.
Caught Boykins. Touchdown. That was a dart from Cresswell. Racers on the board.
Wow. That was a great call because everybody moved out on number 8, Longman. They thought it was coming to him. He turned around and rifled it. Rifled it. Almost stuck it in the 1 of Boykin there and put it right into the end zone. This is a great start. I don't know that we could have had a better start. Do you know of one?
Not really. A quick 3 and out. You get the short field off the punt, and then they punch it in. Great look at that throw on the Eric Ledoux State Farm instant replay. As Cresswell, I think they certainly fooled me. I thought they were going to roll with Bradford on the handoff there, but they pulled it out, and he just slung it in there right on the chest of Boykins, who hangs on for the touchdown. Extra point from Medrano is up and good, and a dream start to the second half for Newcastle. We have a football game, folks. 8:24 to play in the third. Tuttle leads at 21-7. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back here at Richardson Family Stadium, a perfect start to the second half for the Newcastle Racers. A quick 3-and-out defensively. They get the short field off the punt. A couple big plays, some nice runs by Ben Rogers, and then the 9-yard touchdown pass, Blake Cresswell to Centurio Boykins for the touchdown to put the Racers on the board. Just like that, Billy, a 2-score game here was still obviously a long way to go, over a quarter and a half still to play.
And that's what we talked about. If you have a run game that's showing some success, that's going to open up the pass game, and you saw an example of it right there.
So now can the Racers continue the momentum here and get another stop defensively? It starts here on special teams as Medrano will kick it away. Boy, he's got just a boom. Nate way out the back of the end zone.
Almost a field goal.
My goodness. Fans sitting back behind the end zone got to look alive when that guy's kicking kickoffs. Crazy.
Yeah. Especially that one guy, he's got his feet up on the fence. He's not careful. He may
kick back.
He may get the run back.
So 8:24 to play in the third quarter. Tuttle will take over on their own 20. After some early dominance by the Tigers offensively in that first quarter, the Racers defense has really found their foot in the last few possessions. We'll see if they can keep it going as the Tigers take over on their own 20. 3 receivers set with Roundsville behind Campbell. They'll fake it to Roundsville, fire underneath to Lane. This is Jalen Lane, number 2. He gets ahead for a pick of about 5.
That's a good play. You're going to see those all night long. I would look at the short passes and then the handoffs to Roundsville probably for the rest of this game because they're going to want to eat up some of that clock.
End up giving him the 26, so call it 2nd and 4. Campbell, handoff Roundsville up the middle, able to plow his way forward for a solid pickup of about 5, and will move the sticks for a first down. Good job just kind of squeezing his way through the little bit of a gap there and gets a first down out of it.
Well, and you saw right there, number 3, Schumard, just couldn't quite get around that big block there.
Yeah.
So that was one of the few times we saw Alex Schumard not there.
So 1st and 10 for Tuttle up to the 32. Campbell, shotgun snap, pump fakes to his left. He'll step to his right and fire. Got a man down there, and he missed him. I think that's again where I think we talked about earlier. I think maybe the wind hurting Campbell a bit there because he had his man Schluter, who's hurt the Racers a few times tonight, and just kind of sailed the pass on him a little bit. He was open.
Well, it looks like the wind is going a little bit more towards the east, which kind of drove that out of bounds.
Yeah.
And he had 2 guys, number 74 and number 3, right up on him, so he may have thrown it a little faster than he wanted to.
Incomplete pass makes it 2nd and 10, 7:37 to play here in the third. Handoff to Roundsville, and he gets blown up in the backfield. That run went nowhere. A big hit. And, we're going to have a penalty here at the tail end of it. That's a tough one if it's on Newcastle. The play made again, you touched on him. Caden Davis has been tremendous. He was the one who blew that up.
Now, was I saying Schumard? I should have said Davis, number 3.
Yeah.
But, I have a feeling there was a little bit of jawing after the play.
We'll see what the penalty is here. As it stands, it would be about a 3rd and 10 coming up for Tuttle. So this is a gut punch here if it's on the Racers.
Yeah, it's going to be bad if it's against the Racers because they got them stuck down here. We'll see what
officials talking it over. What'd you see? What'd you see?
And maybe it'll be
What'd
offset.
you hear?
It may be offset.
It could be. Could be.
You know, let's see what they say here.
They're going to go with a personal foul on Newcastle. Yeah. Okay, it is on both. It's on both. There you go. Look, the Racer defense is backing up. They don't even realize. Someone alert these guys.
Yeah. They're not. It's almost like they're not used to something going their way tonight.
Oh, okay. So yeah, as you called, personal fouls on both teams, so nothing happens. Now it was after the play, so I would think it would still be third down. The marker shows second down right now.
Yeah, I believe it is third down.
Should be. I think.
Well, the official down here is showing second down.
Now they're okay.
There
The
they
head
go.
official just said third down. Yep.
There
Okay.
you
So
go.
that works out for the Racers as the personal foul's offset, and it's going to be third down. Newcastle faithful, of which there are many here, getting loud, sensing a moment here, a chance to get off the field again and get the football back again. Also with Tuttle punting into the wind again, if you can get a stop right here. You feel this game shifting a bit. Racers got to keep momentum on their side. 3rd and 10. Campbell will throw. Pressure coming off the edge. That's Bradford. He'll fire down the middle of the field for Kennedy. He got him. Cruz Campbell with an absolute dime down the middle of the field, right on the money to Kennedy, who caught it in stride way down the field near the Racer 30.
That was an excellent pass.
Perfect,
It
bro.
was an excellent pass. They got it down there, and that's their superstar from last week.
That was, just in stride to Tyson Kennedy, right in the breadbasket. Pulled it in for a huge gain.
And into the wind, if you think about that as well.
We touched on it. Cruz Campbell, one of the better quarterbacks in the entire state of Oklahoma. Probably the best quarterback in his class at 4A. Will be playing at the next level. He's a really good quarterback, and you're seeing that tonight. He's throwing some darts out here. So a big play, first down the middle of the field. Big hit, but a catch by Jordan Lane down near the 10. He got smoked in the back, had to kind of extend to pull that in.
Yeah, that's when you go back and ask your quarterback, why did you put me in the air?
Schumar came in and did everything he could to dislodge that ball, but Jordan Lane able to hang on to it. It's now 1st and goal Tigers. Boy, how quickly this thing shifted from that 3rd and 10 to a 1st and goal. Handoff, Roundsville right side, pushing forward inside the 5, and that's where he's tripped up. Tigers on the move, though, 2nd and goal now.
Well, and I just want to apologize to Caden Davis. I kept saying Schumar number 3. That was last year. And so Caden Davis is doing a great job there at number 3.
Yeah, he has been really, really good tonight. Schumar, the one who provided that big hit a moment ago.
Yes.
Also doing some good things, of course. We've been doing this for 6 years. We've had a Schumar every year, by the way. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Halfway through this 3rd quarter.
I don't think these are even the youngest ones.
Roundsville tripped up in the backfield. There's Nix again. He's having a nice night. He blew that play up. Sets up 3rd and goal.
Now, they could hold them to a field goal here.
You take it.
That'd be a
and
great
nothing's
success.
really a given here in this wind and everything. And even that short of a potential kick wouldn't be a gimme, but got to find a way to get the stop here first. 3rd and goal. Looks like they're about the 5.5.
Now, it looks like they're going to spread them out here. 4 receivers out there.
They're all bunched up near the line. Campbell will roll out to his right. He's going to pump fake once. Now he's going to take off. Big hit. He pops off. 2nd effort, but he's going to be short. It's a heck of a job by Campbell. He got smoked, but somehow kept his footing, pushed forward, got near the goal line, but he is short. They're calling him at about the 1. I think they're going to go for it here. 4th and goal at the 1. You're probably rolling the dice here, I would think.
Yeah, it looks like you're bringing out the beef blockers right there.
So under 5 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter, 4th and goal at the 1. Tigers are going to go for it. Big spot here in this football game. Campbell, handoff, Roundsville up the middle, right side, and he's in. Touchdown, Tuttle. Racers did a heck of a job almost keeping them out of the goal line there, out of the end zone, but Tuttle eventually able to push it through, and a big score for the home team.
Yeah, that they got it up that close. It's just next to impossible to stop Brownsville there.
So Roundsville's 2nd touchdown run of the night. His first one was from 8 yards out. That one from 1 yard as he just punched it in. And a huge response by Tuttle after Newcastle had momentum after their first score.
Ooh.
They get it, get down the field, and punch it in. Extra point good. And Tuttle back to a 21-point lead. 4:45 to go in the 3rd. Tuttle back ahead by 3 scores, 28-7. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality.
Back at Richardson Family Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Tuttle leading Newcastle 28-7 with 4:45 to go in the third. Boy, Billy, that football right there. How close it was and how quickly it can change. Racers score. It's now a 2-score game, and Tuttle 3rd and 10 on their own side of the field. And Campbell comes over with that huge throw to Kennedy. Tuttle ends up cashing in for a touchdown. Also, they're back up 3 touchdowns.
You take one play, and
Can
you
flip
got
a game.
different game.
Yep. Longman fields the kickoff inside the 25. He'll take it across the 30 to the 33, 34, somewhere in there. 32, looks like. And that's where Newcastle will set up with 4:41 to play here in the third. We appreciate everyone being tuned in on a Friday night, week 1, technically of the high school football season, second game of the year for these two teams. Racers will make their home debut next week at Racer Stadium, Gene Reed Field. The Blanchard Lions coming into town, continuing this Tri-City rivalry. Tuttle and Blanchard are still in the same district. They'll play later in the year. I think it's like toward the end of October, if I remember correctly.
Well, and it's going to be a good game next week as well. You know, Blanchard has a new coach.
Yeah, new era. Jeff Craig no longer. They've been there forever.
Yeah. So we'll see how that looks next week.
That'll be a Gene Reed special next week, filling in for me while I'm out on the road with OU duties. I'll be back with you in 2 weeks' time for when Elgin comes to Newcastle. That should be a lot of fun to see that Elgin team. Racers back on offense. Here's TJ Bradford bobbing and weaving his way across the 35 to the 36. Gives him about 3 or 4 yards on first down.
And that's good on first down. If he can keep giving them about 3 yards. Again, the way they scored last time is bringing them in, having success on the run, and then being able to pass it.
Bradford has such an ability to, even when it looks like there's nothing there, to just find a way to at least like, oh, look, he got 4 yards. You know, he's very, very good at just kind of keeping the legs moving and squeezing his way to get something out of it.
It's kind of like that Emmitt Smith. He said he'd duck down and run underground if he could.
2nd and 6. Fake the handoff to him, throw underneath, pass is caught. I think that's Brewer, number 12. Didn't go anywhere, though. Tigers defenders were right on him immediately.
They knew that one was coming. Jordan Lane was almost there to catch it.
So it'll be a 3rd down and long-ish, 3rd and 6 we'll call it, at the 36-yard line. Got to get to the 42. Now you're kind of wondering, with 3.5 to go in the third, is it automatically going for it on 4th down at this point? You're kind of starting to run out of time a little. Not fully pressed on it, but down 3 scores. It's a factor. Cresswell rolls out to his right, fires. Longman caught it at the 44. That's a first down. A perfect throw from Cresswell to Longman. There is a flag way on the far side. That's a weird flag because the entire play is down on the near sideline, but the flag is way over on the Newcastle side.
Well, and he's holding his arm up like it's, an eligible man downfield.
I see. Someone leaking out. So that would have been a first down for Newcastle. Instead, wipe it out. Coach Brickman getting an explanation right now.
Well, I think it's good to get an explanation because it was only a 6-yard gain, 7-yard gain. It'd be difficult for a blocker to be 3 yards off the ball. My thinking.
Yeah, no. Good point. It wasn't an overly long play, but.
Right. And I won't question them. Again, I'm watching at about 120 feet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So wipe it out. That's a tough one for Newcastle. Penalties have definitely hurt the Racers tonight.
Yes.
There hasn't, I don't feel like, been a ton. I mean, there's been a good amount, but they've been some really untimely ones for sure. So wipe out that play. It's now going to be 3rd down and long here. 3rd and it looks like 11, 12, yeah. We'll see if they can. Yeah, the wind picking up big time. Probably hear it through the mics. If they can get it up to at least a 4th and 5 or less, I think they might roll the dice, but we'll see. Fletcher bounces outside. Cresswell will throw for it. Pocket collapsing. He bounces outside. Got a lot of room to work with. He'll fire toward the middle of the field. Incomplete. And it's picked off out of the air by Kennedy off the deflection from Longman. Kennedy's going to try and return this thing back. Bouncing around, he's hit and eventually wrangled down at the 10-yard line. And we 1st and goal Tuttle right there.
That's just like you talked about earlier, that kind of throwing back across your body.
Yeah, he's done it a few times, and he's gotten away with it so far, but eventually, especially with a team that has as much speed and athleticism as this Tuttle team, it's going to burn you, and it did there as the pass was a little too tall off of Longman's fingertips. And then right on the spot was Kennedy, who just scooped it up, look what I found, and then almost scored it.
Well, and that, hopefully we can turn that right around and get it right back. They've buckled down and held them, but now this close to the end zone, hopefully continue holding them.
So 1st and goal right at the 10, and suddenly Tuttle looking at blowing this thing open. Up 3 touchdowns, can make it 4. Campbell, clean pocket over the middle, and it's caught. Touchdown Tuttle at Schluter again. This young sophomore wide receiver is having a night, and Tuttle extends their lead out to 27 with an extra point on the way.
That good defense is right there on him. The one back in the middle was right there with him. It's just a great pass, great place to put it, and put it right in there. So you're looking at a deeper hole now.
Nice throw again from Campbell. We've said that a lot tonight. Put it right on Schluter, who pulled it in for the touchdown. So the interception immediately comes back to bite the Racers as Schluter gets his 2nd score of the night. And Tuttle's lead is out to its biggest margin of the evening at 28. 2:39 to play in the 3rd. Tuttle leads Newcastle 35-7. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Back at Richardson Family Stadium in Tuttle, Oklahoma, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. An interception by Tyson Kennedy, returned back to the Racer 10-yard line. Then one play later, a 10-yard touchdown pass from Cruz Campbell to the young sophomore wide receiver Donnie Schluter, who that guy's going to be a thorn in the side for a while, Billy. The sophomore looking really good tonight. Ben Rogers returns the kick. He almost housed one earlier. Good return here across the 35. So Cruz Campbell tonight, who is just slinging the ball around, he now has 3 touchdown passes. Roundsville with the other 2 on the ground for the Tigers.
Well, and I'll agree with you. I believe he is the best quarterback in 4A. And you think about all the other teams in 4A, you know.
We mentioned it in the pregame, if you weren't with us, Campbell is a senior, not yet committed anywhere to play collegiately, but he will. He does have some Division I offers, some Group of 5 offers. I mentioned UAB, I think, in there, Georgia State as well. So he'll be playing at the next level, just a matter of where. Very talented quarterback. You're seeing that on display. He's camped at OU a couple times. He can really throw it around. You're seeing that tonight. First play of the drive for the Racers. Ben Rogers is wrangled down for a short gain, and Rogers a little slow to get up here. That was kind of an awkward-looking tackle.
Yeah, Noah Herring grabbed him and twisted, and of course you saw
those types of tackles are always like, you're like, ugh, you're just kind of hoping to get out of it without hurting a leg.
Well, he was holding his leg earlier in the game too, so it may just have redone it.
Yeah, he's down and will be getting attended to. Obviously, a significant part of this team, Ben Rogers. Obviously, T.J. Bradford, the go-to man, but Rogers, a really, really talented young back behind him that you see the way he runs is so explosive and so fun to watch. And he's down and getting looked at. We'll step aside while they attend to him. Hopefully nothing major here for Ben Rogers. He's getting looked at. 2:19 to play in the quarter. Tuttle leads at 35-7 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
You can look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, back at Richardson Family Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier. Ben Rogers helped off the field with some assistance from some coaches. Hopefully the best for him. Obviously such a fun player to watch, so hopefully nothing too long-term for Ben there. Tough to see. Wish him the best. As we get back to it, T.J. Bradford, the carry, off the handoff from Cresswell. He'll get ahead for a couple of yards. Sets up a third down and a long 5.
Yeah.
2 minutes of play here in the third quarter. Appreciate everyone being with us. The wind has not cooled off at all. The temperature's cooled off. It's down into the low 60s now. With that wind, I don't have a wind chill in front of me. Got to be in the 50s or lower.
Oh.
It does not feel like early September by any means.
Vastly different from last week.
It's crazy. Third down here for the Racers. Got to get to the 46. Cresswell fires to Fletcher, too tall. Going incomplete. See some frustration from Cresswell there as he had to kind of rush the throw. Had a couple Tuttle defenders crashing down on him. Had to get rid of it quicker than he wanted and sailed the pass to Fletcher. The Racers will have to punt it.
Well, and I wonder how far Medrano's going to punt it with the wind at his back, and the wind has picked up. I bet we're looking at 15-mile-an-hour winds or more.
It is going pretty good. Obviously, where we're at, we're kind of in a wind tunnel here, but also, I mean, you look at the flags in here, they're straight out. They're right. Whipping.
But you got the other two people on our team that they'll kind of set stuff for the next play and then duck out of the wind.
I warned them both that we were to maybe dress a little warmly tonight. It's not on me. Got a penalty flag here.
To delay a game, it looks like.
Mentioned next week, the Blanchard Lions will be at Racer Stadium for the Newcastle home opener. Same time as always, 7 o'clock kick next Friday night, 6:30 pregame. Gene Reed will step in for me with Billy. Gene always does a great job filling in for me a few times a season. He'll do so next Friday night. I'll be watching. We'll be checking in. I'll be watching.
It'll be fun. It'll be a good game. It's another one of those rivalries.
Oh,
yeah. Tri-City.
Oh, yeah. Be a big crowd, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
You get the benefit of the fact you open up with 2 road games. That means, well, obviously, common sense. That means 5 of the last 8 will be at home. So that kind of works in your favor a bit if you're the Racers. As Medrano does boot it away, it'll bounce to the 25, take a racer hop down inside the 15. And that's where Tuttle will take over with 1:24 to play here in the third quarter. Beginning of a long season
it
here
is.
on OSN. Made it all the way to the 5A state semis a year ago. It was a great first year in 5A. That epic win over Pryor in the playoffs. Remember, Billy, of course,
yes.
in the quarterfinals, the final game, home game of the year last year.
Great win.
That game won the Game of the Year award at the OSN Awards.
Yeah.
You were there, I remember, at the OSN Awards banquet. They played about a 5-minute highlight reel of it. We got to relive it. It was a lot of fun. Both Jackson Shaniel and Kay Longman were both nominees for awards last year at the awards banquet in February. Handoff to Kennedy here on first down. He jets forward, but he's got a lot of speed when he gets rolling. And that's going to be a first down out to about the 25-yard line for Tuttle. So he'll move the chains.
Looks like they're bringing in more of a scat back to run now rather than a big power back like Roundsville.
Yeah, Tyson Kennedy, not really, he's kind of a positionless player. He's kind of got a little bit of a Caden Longman in him, only kind of without the quarterback aspect. But he's kind of a receiver, but also, yeah, they'll hand him the ball. He plays some defense. He kind of just can do a little everything.
Yes, so that was a good run, good push.
Yeah.
First down.
Final minute of the third quarter. Tuttle leading Newcastle 35-7 here on OSN. First and 10 right there. Campbell, handoff Roundsville, makes the first guy miss. Caught from behind by Davis again, who's having a really nice night. You know, tonight will be the debut of the very first ever Integris Health Newcastle player of the game.
Yes.
And we got a whole quarter to go. I got to think Caden Davis is in the conversation.
Oh, very much
He's been
so.
great tonight.
He's been a game changer out there on defense. Doing good. So, I mean, they've had to change their scheme because he's out there on the end.
Yeah. They do have to snap it one more time. There's 18 seconds, but the play clock is ahead of it by a couple of ticks. So they will have to do one more play here in the third before we flip ends. 2nd and 6, handoff Roundsville to the right side, able to get forward and keep the pile moving out near the marker. He might have got another first down there. It looks like he did. That's going to be a first down for the Tigers up at the 35-yard line or so. And that's where we will start the fourth quarter. That's the end of the third. Tuttle leading Newcastle 35-7 in this Tri-City rivalry matchup. We'll step aside, come back for the fourth quarter. You're watching high school football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
Back at Richardson Family Stadium, Josh Calloway, Billy Collier on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We head to the fourth and final frame. Tuttle leading Newcastle 35-7 as we open up the fourth. Cruz Campbell on 1st and 10. Fires far side, pass caught at the 43. He'll be wrangled down there. TJ Bradford and it looks like Schumar teaming up for the tackle there. Got to specify our Schumars. That's Alex Schumar, number 13. Ashton's number 2. 8-yard pickup.
Well, that's one of the bailout plays when you got so many receivers. You know, you just have that bailout play like that where you can come back and hit one of the Lane brothers.
Yeah, we had a lot of talk about the Lane brothers coming in, and of course Kennedy, who had that big, really maybe the biggest play of this game on that 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
But Schluter's been the one that's maybe more than any with 2 touchdowns tonight. It's just the skilled positions are not an issue for the Tuttle Tigers. Run up the middle here for Roundsville out near midfield, so that'll move the chains again. We'll make sure we thank our fourth quarter sponsor, been with us for a long time, Chris Dumb, Allstate agent. Chris knows what life is like here in Newcastle, that you choose your car and your home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. He also knows how important it is to do the same when it comes to insurance. looks forward to getting to know you and helping you find the solutions that meet your needs. Call today, 405-392-2390. Shout out Chris Dome. Been a great sponsor for us for quite a while. The sponsors we've had for almost the whole length of this. I don't know if he's been with us the whole way, but he's been with us for several years now.
Well, I think if he hasn't, it's just that first
Pretty close,
year.
yeah. First down, run up the middle for Roundsville for a few. And another late flag coming flying in here from the head official, the white hat official.
But you can see what county it's in. So let's see if I'm right.
What's funny is that I believe there is a town in Oklahoma that's Holdenville.
Holdenville, yes.
Yeah.
There is
so
a
they think
Holdenville.
they get a lot of pub on our broadcast kind of indirectly.
Oh.
It's
nope.
a personal foul on the racers. So, okay, it wasn't Holdenville. That's not wrong. It was, but it wasn't a hold.
And there's not a city named Personal Foulville.
Yeah. So a big penalty on the Rangers again. It's been a bit of a theme tonight, fortunately for the black and blue, and the Tigers, are up to the 32-yard line, looking to pad on. Already up, obviously big, 35-7. 10.5 to play here at Richardson Family Stadium. Beautiful facilities here in Tuttle. Again, last time we were here, there wasn't a finished product with the new press box and everything. Great setup. Appreciate everyone here in Tuttle getting us set up. Run here for a few yards. I think that was the first carry of the night for Tuttle running back number 22, as I find my sheet. Carter.
Forgive us.
Vanaken. I'm going to give that my best shot. Apologies to Carter if I just totally butchered that. Vanaken is what I'm going to go with.
I would have gone with that too.
I don't have a pronunciation guide in front of me. I'm just reading the name. That's the big level. And
that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, either way, that's a great last name for a football
player. Not bad. Gave him 3 yards on that. 2nd and 7. Oh, they fumbled a handoff here, and Campbell does a good job to catch it. I think the wind is just gotten windier and windier as the game has gone on. It is absolutely whipping right now. It's crazy.
Oh, man. It's like there's a wind tunnel right there.
I know. Our producer and camera operator tonight, Carson Uriah, are struggling.
I shouldn't laugh, but it is funny.
I'm actually doing okay. I mean, I'm not comfortable. I'm a little chilly, but I'm okay. All things considered.
Right.
I'm okay. The pants was the right move.
Oh.
3rd and 9 passes caught again. Schluter at the 15. Another dime throw by Cruz Campbell. He has been so sharp tonight.
Yeah, and just putting it right on the receiver. I mean, this is a good team. He's a good player. I'll say more about that after the game. But they're the unanimous pick for state champion, and you can kind of see that.
That's the thing that's crazy is that, yes, Tuttle is 4A, and obviously Newcastle plays 5A. There's no one that Newcastle's going to play in their district schedule that I think has as much talent as Tuttle does. I mean, who knows how the season plays out. They may end up playing a team that is a better team, maybe, although I don't think so. Handoff here again to Van Auken for a handful of yards. This Tigers team, they would be one of the top teams in 5A. I mean, there's really no doubt about that.
No doubt. Here's what I would love if they ever went to 5A. Can you imagine them playing who wins state every year?
Carl Albert.
Carl Albert. Sorry, the wind got to my brain. Imagine a Carl Albert title game.
Absolutely.
But no,
don't want to overlook Elgin either. Obviously, Elgin is the defending champs, and we'll get a look at Elgin in a couple of weeks. Because we said it last year when we saw Elgin a year ago. We went out to their place as the handoff here to Van Auken again goes for a couple. We said it when we saw Elgin last year. We came away from that game. We're talking to our Elgin. They're obviously an OSN school with us, with Vincent Saylor and the Elgin crew. We told them, I don't have any. You guys are going to run the table,
right?
And then you guys. I mean, it's hard to see a world where they didn't win a championship last year. And they obviously did. Now, Tuttle did push him in that championship game. It was very competitive in Edmond at UCO, but feels like it's probably those two and kind of everyone else again in 4A this year.
Well, and I'm trying to think of some 5A schools that would even fit into this. Picked
off. Caden Longman on the goal line. He pulls up, holding his hamstring. That was such an odd-looking play. Caden Longman gets an interception, even though he couldn't barely move. Heck of an effort by Longman to make the play despite the injury.
Wow.
But he goes down holding that left hamstring, it looked like. But an interception for Caden Longman, we called him the pick machine last year because he had a propensity to do that.
Yeah.
But he does it, but he hurts himself in the process.
Yeah, you can see it immediately when he tried to push off to run.
Yeah.
And just wasn't able.
Yeah, he realized, I got to just get down. So Caden Longman gets the interception, but he's down on the turf getting attended to. It's obviously a flip of possession. Racers will take over on their own 4-yard line while they attend to Longman. 7:22 to go. We'll step aside while they get a look at Caden, and we'll be right back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. All right, back in Tuttle. Caden Longman walking off the field mostly under his own power, albeit pretty gingerly. So hopefully nothing major for Caden. Obviously a huge part of this team. But he does get the interception to flip the possession, give it back to Newcastle with 7:22 to play here at Richardson Family Stadium. Handoff to Bradford, who explodes across the right side of the line for a gain of about 6. Like he was shot out of a cannon there.
Yeah. Well, and that's good. You see the blocking. You see the white jerseys kind of pushing them towards the middle and out of the way. So they're making some statements there as well. As you said earlier, I'm not sure that Newcastle will play a team this tough until they get to state. I'm trying to think of a couple of teams to help me out.
Yeah, I mean, Elgin in a couple of weeks probably be the closest thing, and they're not even 5A. They're all still 4A, so. Throw across here to Brewer, makes the catch. That might have been backwards, so this might go in as a run play, but nevertheless, about no gain. But yeah, I mean, we did this last year, and we talked about it in the pregame show. A year ago, it's the exact same schedule. You know, they played Bartlesville, who's a 6A2 team. Then you go play Tuttle, Blanchard, and Elgin. You're not going to have a more tough non-district than that anywhere. Right. I challenge you to find another school that plays as tough of a non-district as that. And look, Newcastle lost all 3 of those games last year. They were 1-3, but they were better for it. And they ran the table the rest of the regular season and going all over the same. I'm not saying they're going to definitely lose the next 2 weeks. Hopefully they don't. But win or lose, you're better for this, playing teams this good. Bradford, the handoff here, will hurdle a man. That's going to be a first down. So no matter what happens, you're trying to win everything you can to win. Newcastle is better off playing these games. I mean, we saw it a year ago. The proof is in the pudding. We saw it.
Right. Well, and I remember a lot of people were concerned last year. Why is he putting these tough teams there? But we saw how it did pay off.
Yeah.
They didn't flinch when they played MacArthur.
And I'm sure it's a lot different. I'm sure the Newcastle fans that are maybe a little wary of it last year probably feel a little different this time. They kind of understand it a little more because, again, the proof was there. Like you said, when they played a MacArthur and some of these bigger district games, they were ready for it. Cresswell will throw on first down. Fires across. Boykins, that pass a little bit behind him. Incomplete. Boykins had the lone touchdown of this game for the Newcastle Racers earlier in the half. 5:28 to go. Stick with us after the game. By the way, Bill and I will wrap it all up from Tuttle. We'll look ahead to next week, the home opener. The Racers welcoming the Blanchard Lions in. And we'll also give out the very first, like I said, Integris Health Newcastle Player of the Game Award after the game. We'll have to discuss it in the break. I think I have my pick. We kind of touched on it. I think I know where I'm going to go, but we'll discuss and we'll hand it out.
I'm kind of between two, so.
Brewer, the man in motion. 5:28 on the clock. Racers down 35-7 here to the Tigers. This play blown dead. Feels good to have football back, though. It was great being out here tonight. Penalty on Newcastle, what they call false start. I didn't see the signal.
I don't see a flag.
Oh, it's delay a game is what got announced over the public address. I didn't see a flag either, now that you say that. Just the whistles and then the motion.
Right.
Second and 15 for Newcastle. Cresswell, some pressure, will fire on the flat to Fletcher. Gets undercut, but a nice catch and spin across the 20-yard line. Get some of that yardage back.
Well, and I have to say that's quite a catch by Fletcher. He turned around and the ball was right there.
He showed some nice hands tonight a couple times.
That was an excellent throw and an excellent catch.
If you're Cresswell, you got to, that's one of those things you'll probably look back at a little bit on those Fletcher plays, kind of putting it a little more in front of him. He's kind of had Fletcher spinning around a little bit.
Right.
Get that big man in motion, hit him in stride. Might have a chance for some big plays. 3rd and 7. Cresswell steps up in the pocket, pressure coming, and he's put on the turf. I think that's only the second sack allowed tonight, if my memory serves me correctly. So Newcastle's pass protection is held up relatively well. I mean, Cresswell's had to evade the pocket a few times, but only a couple of sacks. But that one will put an end to this drive as the Racers will have to punt it.
Well, and I think Cresswell enjoys kind of moving out of that pocket.
Yeah, he seems to throw pretty good on the run.
Now, there are some things they'll probably have to address this week.
Yeah.
With some of the passes, but he enjoys kind of getting out there and slinging it.
Well, he's got to be more careful throwing across the field.
Yes.
I mean, that's something that, he played at Dibble last year, a lower class. He might have been able to get away with a little bit. We were playing teams like Tuttle, these bigger schools that have athletes. Yeah. You're not going to get away with that on a consistent basis. Well, they had a player running on the field. I don't think they flagged it. There it is. I don't think, did anybody notice? As they had a player running out the very end, and that was Colton Bradley, who got the unfortunate task of having to run on as the play was being snapped.
There are some uncharacteristic mistakes in this game tonight that they'll probably look at and have to do some things about. That being one of them. They had another one.
A lot of penalties tonight.
Had another one on the last punt, if you remember. Had a guy had to run out real fast and got a delay. I think they got a delay of game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Out of it. So
they'll back up and have to punt this again. Which, in a spot like this, you're down 35-7, doesn't really matter that much. But, in the future, it could hurt you.
That could make or break a game.
Yeah, it absolutely could. So they'll punt it again. Here, clock back running under 4 minutes to go. Brian Madrano will do his best to boot this out of the end zone with the wind in his face. If anyone could do it, it's this guy. Line drive punt. Takes a little bit of a racer hop, but it will be obviously good field position for Tuttle at the 39-yard line. 3:37 to go. Tuttle will take over there. Who you got tomorrow, Billy? The big one in Norman. Everyone's excited.
I think you're going to find an OU victory. I think
so too.
It's set up for that. I don't know that Michigan's being able to get some of the players they used to because of all the trouble around it.
Yeah.
And I think Mateer is going to be a quarterback that's going to give them some trouble.
Going to be a fun one tomorrow. Isn't it just insane that Oklahoma and Michigan have only played once ever, and they've never played on each other's campuses. First time Michigan's ever come to Norman tomorrow, and then next year will be the first time Oklahoma's ever been to Ann Arbor. It's kind of crazy.
I'm going to try and sneak in with you.
It's going to be quite a scene there tomorrow. I'm definitely looking forward to it. First and 10 on the 39-yard line. Handoff to Van Auken. Goes for a gain of about a yard maybe. Great to have football back. NFL in full swing. Obviously college in full swing. And now high school also in full swing. This will be every Friday night. You can catch us right here on OSN all season long. Going to be a fun season again. Tough one tonight, but this Racer team obviously with a lot of talent. And
this
certainly set up for a fun season again.
This is one of those games that prepares us for 5A.
100%.
Tough teams, and I love that Brickman does that. I really think it's good for the team.
Under 3 minutes now to play at Richardson Family Stadium. New quarterback in the game for Tuttle, by the way. Get that name and number here. I just dropped my roster. Big run here for Van Auken. I got it back. Carson hooked me up. Quarterback in the game. We'll see what number we got here. Number 9 for the Tigers is Parker Madison. He's a junior signal caller. Getting in as Campbell's night is done. Bruce Campbell was excellent tonight, as advertised. Just throwing darts over the field. Had a couple balls, I think, where the wind maybe got a hold of him a little bit, but for the most part, he was really, really sharp.
And I got to give it to the receivers, too. They really helped him out a lot in that as well, getting under the ball and catching it. His receivers make him look pretty good as well.
3rd and 2 for the Tigers. Van Auken gets the handoff, gets across the 30. That'll be, I think, enough for a first down. It's really close. as we hit the 2-minute mark. And they are going to give them the first down. Only a couple more plays needed here to get us to the finish line on this one. Again, don't go anywhere post-game. We'll give out the Player of the Game award. We'll also wrap this one up. Look ahead to next week as the Racers will host Blanchard in the first home game of the year.
I look forward to that game next week.
I wish I could do it, but I'll be tuned in.
Well, up till now, you've wondered, you've known the coach who's going to be, what kind of team he's going to put out. So there's a lot of unknowns in this one.
Run forward up to the 25 for Van Auken. Yeah, Jeff Craig, the longtime coach and AD there in Blanchard, left in the offseason. Where did he go again? Do you happen? It was an Edmond school or a Moore school? I can't remember. Somewhere in the
I can't remember.
6A ranks, I want to say.
That's where I lean on you. It looks like
track.
Blanchard's doing pretty good against Noble tonight.
Yeah, take care of business against Noble. That's who the Tigers will see next week, by the way. They will, I think, head to Noble next week. I wrote it down if I could find it. They definitely play Noble next week.
Well, they've had 2 home games this year already. I think, didn't they play?
Yeah,
Guthrie
at
here?
Noble. They're at Noble next Friday. So that's where Tuttle will head next. They'll get out on the road for the first time. Van Auken has it again inside the 20. He'll be wrangled down inside the 15. Under 40 seconds now when the clock starts. It'll stop for the chains. And so the play clock does go, so they do have to snap it one more time. I was wondering how that was going to shake out. They will have to run one more play at least to get us to the finish line here.
Yeah, I figure it'll probably be a victory kneel. So
these rivals, though, you might want another one.
That's true. I don't know what more of a statement.
No, a dominant display from Tuttle tonight. Newcastle did some good things. They really settled down.
They did.
About a quarter and a half there that second. They played a good football game. But Tuttle, you make any mistakes, this Tuttle team will take advantage of it. Newcastle made just a few too many tonight. Run here from Van Auken is blown up, doesn't go anywhere, and that's going to be the final play of the game. Caden Davis, why not? One more time there at the end with another TFL for him. He was really good tonight. And that'll end the ball game. Tuttle wins it over Newcastle 35-7. Tigers go to 2-0 on the season. Racers take their first loss and slip down to 1-1. All right, we will step aside one more time. When we come back, Billy and I will wrap it all up from Tuttle and give out the Integris Health Newcastle Player of the Game Award. Stick with us. The Newcastle Racers post-game show next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
You can look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, back at Richardson Family Stadium here in Tuttle. Josh Calloway, Billy Collier wrapping this one up. Tuttle wins it 35-7 over Newcastle. Billy, obviously, disappointing night for the Racers. Anytime you play Tuttle, you want to play well, and you certainly want to try and win. You know, they got to a really poor start. The first 3 drives of this game were 3 stops for Newcastle's offense and then 3 touchdowns for Tuttle's offense. It was 21-0 and kind of a blink of an eye there in that first quarter. Felt like they settled back into the game, played some much better defense the rest of the way. Offensively, able to run the ball a little bit, but couldn't sustain enough drives. In the end, Tuttle wins at 35-7. I guess where do you kind of stand on this one? I think at the end of the day, it's just kind of a simple Newcastle is a team that's going to find its footing a little bit with some new faces from last year, and Tuttle's really good.
Well,
Tuttle's really good.
And I think you're right. I think that Newcastle, some of their lead guys graduated last year, some of the new guys stepping in, and some of the younger guys playing. And so they're going to have to kind of figure each other out and kind of move forward that way. Tuttle is a team, again, we talked about it, they're picked to win the state championship.
Yeah.
They're a good team. Newcastle didn't give this away by playing poorly. Tuttle is a very good team. I was really impressed with how Newcastle started so poorly and then kind of got their feet underneath them and really started making some plays, and even going into the third quarter was playing really good football and putting some things together. Their defense, one of the things I've always loved about Brigham teams is the way they make adjustments. Just incredible adjustments tonight, especially on defense with Caden Davis. So just rough night. There's no victory yell in this game, but seeing how it did last year and how it's going to help us move forward this year is kind of where I'm at.
For sure. No, they're better for it playing games like this. They played some pretty good football. They did for a stretch there in the middle. I mean, they had a shot, and they got that touchdown, and it was 3rd and 10, 21-7. You kind of felt for a moment like they have a real chance to get in this game. Right. That long pass, Tyson Kennedy flipped it back in Tuttle's favor, and they kind of never got the momentum back after that. So some encouraging things. Hopefully the injuries aren't anything major. Obviously Ben Rogers, Kane Longman, some really key players went down with injuries tonight. Hopefully they can both get back out there sooner rather than later, but Tuttle gets it done 35-7. Let's give out our Integris Health Newcastle Player of the Game Award. This is the first time ever Integris Health Newcastle offering various medical services, including primary care, urgent care, and cardiology. The Integris Health Medical Group Newcastle is located on 2191 North Main Street, or you can call them at 405-633-9105. The very first ever Integris Health Newcastle Player of the Game Award. Billy, I think we're in agreement. Go ahead.
We are. I think number 3, Caden Davis. He came in and
he changed the game defensively.
Right. When a player makes them change their strategy, I don't know if you saw at the end of the game, they were running left. They weren't running right anymore.
He blew up so many plays, especially in that second quarter. Yeah.
And so I would say he got the player of the game tonight.
No, he was great. I agree completely. Brownsville was just gashing them for 8, 9, 10 yards every carry until they put him on the line, like you said, and he changed it. He changed the game completely. Their run defense improved dramatically because of him.
Brownsville had one good run after he came in.
Yeah.
Other than that, he pretty much was shut down at the line of scrimmage.
So congrats, Caden Davis, the junior edge rusher, Viper, whatever you want to call it, for Caden, the very first ever Integris Health Newcastle Player of the Game winner. Pretty cool. Final thoughts as we look ahead next week to Blanchard. Obviously, Gene Reed will slide in with you next week. The home opener, always fun to get back in front of the home crowd. Obviously, Newcastle loves their football. Gene Reed Field next Friday night. Obviously, Blanchard, again, like you said, a lot of unknown there because it's a new era. Right. Was tonight their opener?
Yes.
So they're going to be 1-0. It looks like they were in control against Noble. So they only have one game even to go off of. So it'll be, I think, probably a little different for Coach Brickman, who's faced off with Coach Craig so many times. And now next week it's going to be new to your point that you were kind of saying before. Some early thoughts there for you going into next Friday.
Well, excited to see how it's going to go. If you're not from the Tri-City area, you know, the Coach Craig really kind of set their mentality.
Yeah.
You went to Blanchard, you kind of saw the coach being lived out in all his players, and now they have a new coach, and just looking to see how that changes and how that may look different. So there are some unknowns. Looks like they're running real good, running all over Noble.
Yeah.
I'm excited about getting the next rival game. You know, you start off with these 2 rival games. That's a lot of fun. And so to have Blanchard our place, it'll be good to be home. It'll be good with our fans and the noise and cheering us on. And so I'm looking forward to that, hoping to see a lot of you out there at the game, hoping to see a lot of what we saw coming together tonight really jumping forward next week.
Absolutely. New Blanchard coach Lance Manning. By the way, I wanted to double-check the name.
Yeah, my bad.
Lance Manning. No, you're good. He is the new head coach of Blanchard. Obviously, looks like they're getting off to a 1-0 start of the Manning tenure, Manning era for the Lions. And so we'll see them next week here on OSN. Gene Reed we'll have the call of that one alongside Billy Collier next Friday night at Racer Stadium. And as always, if you can't be there, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kick on Friday night next week. Of course, all the games are archived as well. They don't go anywhere on YouTube or on the website. If you want to go catch up on any of the games, they're all there for you. And a reminder as well to watch the Coaches Show with the great Gene Reed. It's on Thursday nights this year, so adjust your schedule accordingly. Coach Show Thursday nights, 6 or 6:30?
6:30.
6:30 for the Coaches Show at Luigi's every Thursday. Obviously, we love Luigi's. 3 locations in Yukon, Chickasha, and Newcastle. Obviously, the Newcastle location where you should get out to on Thursdays if you want to watch the Coach Show in person, have some great food, or you can watch the show. Gene obviously talks to Coach Brickman and talks to the team, and it's a great way to kind of set the table for the next game, Friday night's game.
And I would encourage you to get out there. It's kind of done a lot like Venable's Coaches Show there at Rudy's, and some of those at Rudy's. Go out there, enjoy some good food.
Yeah, go hang out, yeah.
Cheer, clap.
I love Luigi's.
Oh,
Get that pesto pasta, man. Can't wait.
Oh, I love their lasagna. It's about as big as my face.
Oh, I'm a big lasagna guy, so you're talking my language.
It's really good, and Keith and Gene really doing a good job. Keith, this would just be his 3rd show this week.
Yeah, that's right.
Keith Cleghorn. And so want to just invite you out there, enjoy the good time. If you can't be there, watch it on OSN.
Yeah.
It'll be on there. Uriah
does a great job. Production. He kind of does a one-man band of everything a little bit out there, so he does a great job. And that's on Thursday nights at 6:30 this year, the Luigi's Coaches Show for Newcastle, setting the stage for the next night's game. So do that on Thursday night. That's it. Appreciate everyone being tuned in as always from Tuttle. It's actually a pretty fast game, by the way. It probably didn't feel fast for Carson and Uriah because they're freezing, but we'll get out of here. Tuttle wins at 35-7 over Newcastle. Coaches Show Thursday night, setting the stage for Newcastle and Blanchard, the home opener next Friday night. Pregame 6:30, kickoff at 7 from Racer Stadium and Gene Reed Field. For Carson Wade on the production, Ryan Martinez working the camera, my partner Billy Collier. I'm Josh Calloway signing off from Tuttle. We'll see you next week live from Racer Stadium as the Racers host Blanchard. Good night, everybody.